Be Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh, really? Don't even play.
Shut up, silly woman.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Coming up, I want to play a good bit of I think I would call it, and I know others are calling it, masterclass put on by the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, at the Turning Point USA event in Ole Miss. It wasn't so much the 10, 13-minute speech J.D. gave, and that was very good, but to see a sitting Vice President of the United States be able to answer a whole slew of questions, many of them not exactly friendly, though everybody was friendly that evening. There weren't exactly everybody in agreement. In fact, he followed the Charlie Kirk example of inviting up, if you disagree, come up to the front of the line here. And there were some great moments. And to see Vance do that for over an hour, not knowing the questions beforehand, knowing that he would have people disagreeing with him, the man put on a true masterclass. It is night and day compared to that fake-ass puppet they tried to run for president who was vice president for years. So anyway, we'll definitely get to that. But as is tradition here on these airwaves now, at about this time on Thursdays, let's bring on Erica Thomas. She's editor-at-large there at 1819news.com. Erica, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great, Joey. How are you?
I'm all right. Did you happen to catch any of that J.D. Vance event last night?
I've only seen tweets about it. All I know is, and I've been saying this since the election almost a year ago now. I'm glad to see J.D. Vance is just kind of making an appearance. He's out there. We know what he's doing. That's very important. With the last administration, no one really knew what the vice president was doing ever.
Well, she was drinking. She was drinking, Erica.
Yeah. Well, until she was campaigning, and then then we knew that she was still there. But for a lot of it, we just didn't have a clue. She was just out there willy-nilly doing whatever, I guess. But I think it's really important for J.D. Vance to stay on the stage nationally, keep his name out there. Let's see what he's doing, and really calling for different things to happen. He puts his opinion out there. We need to see that. The Republican Party needs somebody to kind of step up in this role right now, and I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I love seeing it. Definitely, folks, I'll be bringing you several of those exchanges that JD did. He was making his friend Charlie proud there. Now, follow-up, and it's still a trending story at 1819 News. I think you threw this up there yesterday. Court appearance pushed back for woman arrested at No Kings protest wearing penis costume. So
I just knew we were going to have to talk about this one again. Yeah, it's the story that keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone knows about that story. I guess Gina Gamble, she's the one that was arrested during the No Kings protest in Fairhope, and she was wearing the penis costume. Well, there was a lot of people getting behind her, and they were planning on going to her first court appearance, which was supposed to be next week, November 5th. Her attorneys and the attorneys for the city got together, and, there's a lot of discovery that needs to be which is basically like evidence needs to be gathered. And so they decided to push it back, and now it won't be until January 7th, 2026.
Well, eventually justice will be served, but also at a certain point, it's like, hey, could you not wear a penis outfit where there are going to be kids present? Like, go to your stupid adult, Halloween party or something. But come on, woman.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basic decency, and I know that Fairhope Mayor Sherry Sullivan, right after the arrest, she came out and she said, "This, isn't gonna fly in Fairhope." So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a very interesting case. There's a lot of allegations about constitutional freedoms and that sort of thing. So,
come
on both sides of this, there's a lot of argument, a lot of support from these people for her, but also a lot of support for Fairhope. The interesting thing for me is they absolutely refuse to release her mugshot, which is typically, considered a public document. But the Fairhope Police Department told me first, well, we can't release it. She might apply for youthful offender status. Well, at the time of her arrest, she was 61 years old. Now she's 62, so that's not going to happen. And then they were like, no. Well, the real reason we're not releasing it is because we don't release misdemeanor photos. And so, okay, if that's a policy, they didn't provide that policy for me as I asked, but they basically told me, if I want to get that mugshot, I need to go to court. So,
goodness gracious, that's just, they're just being chicken there. But you know what? I've seen some of the leftists trying to make this a huge free speech thing. I'm like, well, if people can be arrested for throwing dildos on WNBA courts, you can be arrested for wearing a penis outfit in public. Pardon me.
More than one thing.
It's just
well, I mean, and resisting arrest is resisting arrest. That's a charge that's totally apart from the disorderly conduct part, or the costume itself.
Indeed. It didn't have to end that way, I suppose, is the idea here, folks. Now, I want to shift gears to another story. And it's, this story I'm looking at, feds foil possible violent plot against public figures in synagogues. This is Clark County authorities, the sheriff's office, able to arrest. I really appreciate your reporting on this, because I think it's a shame that when law enforcement or some hero that's a civilian stops an awful act before it occurs, it doesn't get the same headlines as when you do see these awful, heinous acts actually committed. So it's a great work here by the sheriff's office.
Absolutely. Thank you, Clark County Sheriff's Office, for protecting people and being proactive, getting ahead of this. As we know, nationwide, we've seen these incidents, these acts of violence, political violence, religious violence, attacks against synagogues, public figures. We are seeing it. And it did not happen in Alabama this week because the Clark County Sheriff's Office was extremely proactive. They followed up on leads. They followed up on tips. They did investigating. I mean, they got together all kinds of agencies from Choctaw County Sheriff's Office, Jackson Police Department, Grove Hill Police Department, Thomasville, Butler Police. All these people came in together. The FBI was involved. The First Judicial Circuit District Attorney and the Special Response Team, which they call SRT. It's a huge deal. It's a mixture of officers from each of those agencies that work on all this stuff. They investigated. They obtained a search warrant. They executed that search warrant. They went to the residence, and what they found in that home was terrifying. Just absolutely things you usually see after the fact. After someone is hurt, we usually see these things.
Yeah, and I'm glad, again, they were on top of it, and quite a nice little arsenal and stockpile there. Looked like he was, well, either it was a normal middle-aged man going through a midlife crisis, or this guy was really intending to do some harm to people. I want to, go ahead.
They had obvious evidence that they said that, he was definitely planning something. He had ammo, body armor, other items. Now, there is a photo on 1819news.com of all that they found. And I will say, I'm a gun lover. I collect guns. I have, a lot of ammo myself. So maybe I would look suspicious in that case. But this was something where it wasn't just the fact that he had these things. Right. It was that there were credible threats that they followed up on. But you can see what all he had. Now, I'm assuming all of that will probably end up being destroyed.
Now, shifting gears, another story. I thought we had it bad here in Montgomery, but Birmingham councilwoman worries proposed city-owned homeless camp could turn into an open-air drug market. They're literally proposing a city-backed homeless camp?
Yeah, there's this nonprofit from, I think it came out of California. They basically operate in all the places where you hear of homeless problems, which is San Francisco, Oakland, Los Angeles, Austin, Texas. Well, they did operate in Austin, Texas. They just pulled out of there. But Urban Alchemy is the name of the nonprofit, and they've already been working with the city of Birmingham. They have a couple of contracts. Well, now they're coming back. They're asking for $600,000 more of this opioid settlement money, and they want to put basically a homeless camp out there. They call it the Birmingham Oasis, but it's a place for homeless people to come. They have bathrooms there, snacks, and a 24/7 on-site care coordinator is what they call it. But the Councilman Hunter Williams, his thinking is, are we just enabling people who have a drug problem here? Because they're going to offer things for people that are struggling with substance abuse. And so, he wants to make sure that that's not the case. And it's an interesting point. Another point he made is, like I said, in Austin, Texas, this group was working there. They had the Austin Resource Center for the homeless. Well, the city of Austin said, we are not going to renew a contract again with Urban Alchemy, because we have found that on their reports, they have changed some of the data about how homeless people move through the system. So Williams asked about that. It seems a little deceptive. You don't want to get in bed with some company or nonprofit that's really not doing the right thing. When he looked at how much the IT people and the people in charge of this program in Birmingham were going to get paid compared to the people that were actually boots on the ground, that also concerned him. So they're going to set this issue aside. They're going to send it to the committee of the whole and see if they will go forward with this.
I was shaking my head when you were saying where this Urban Alchemy initially started out west, and it's like, that's really who we want to bring here. And I'm not saying like the folks on the ground are bad folks trying to help people out. It's just, I was looking also at the councilman's explanation that some of the IT people that aren't on the ground actually offering the service directly to the homeless are making a ridiculous amount of money for what exactly?
And it was interesting. I always think it's so good for a council member to ask questions, look into this. I thought he did a great job. I was really impressed by the questions that some of the other council members had. Meanwhile, Mayor Randall Woodfin seemed kind of irritated at the questions. And he seemed, that's just what I took from it. That's my opinion. He looked just irritated at having to deal with it, at putting these people with Urban Alchemy through that. And some of them with the nonprofit also seemed very frustrated at times, just kind of huffing and puffing about it. So there is video online of that meeting, so you can kind of see what I mean by that.
Okay.
Just like if you ask me a question, I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it works. This is what we're doing. Just kind of the attitude.
Oh, yes, because we're on the side of the angels, and our noble intentions can never end up with unintended or wicked consequences by any means. Now, one thing I saw you just posted, I know it was announced here not long ago. WSFA 12 News director Desmond Wingard died Thursday after a battle with cancer. He was 46. If you allow me, Erica, I don't often say it because I'm not trying to bring her reputation down, but my aunt, the youngest brother of my mother, he is married to my aunt, Kim Hendricks, who was a longtime anchor here in Montgomery on WSFA, and she put this out today in reaction to this news about Desmond, saying, "Rest in peace, my friend. Desmond Wingard was the heart and glue of WSFA 12 News, always holding it and all of us together. He worked with generations of WSFA family, a man of great integrity and love for his family and for his station. Thank you for filling us up with encouragement and the drive to do all things well and providing so many laughs along the way. See you again one day. We love you." That's again from my Aunt Kim. Kim Hendricks, if y'all remember.
You know, Des was a very special person. I was in TV for a long time. My first real job, paying job, I actually started in Birmingham as an intern, but my first real job was at WAK in Montgomery. And I only worked there for a year, but I knew Desmond then. He worked at WSFA, and that's supposed to be like a competition kind of thing. But Des was kind of, and I think we were both producers at the time. So this had been like 2007, 2008. But he was very helpful throughout my entire career. You know, he was just a couple years older than me, but I always looked up to Desmond. I looked up to his attitude, to his way that he looked at things, and just kind of how he helped so many other people. I would ask him, I would say, you know, when I worked at WAK, I would say, hey, are y'all going to this? Just curious. And he would talk back to me all the time. You know, we really got to know each other through messaging, emails, that sort of thing, through the work. In fact, when my mother was diagnosed with cancer for the second time, I think it was in 2010, 2011, he messaged me then. And he was just saying, you know, I'm praying, so sorry you're dealing with this, kind of told me his story about his family member that passed away from cancer, and to find out that he has been battling his own cancer battle for a while. It's just so sad. I wish I didn't know that he even was battling. He didn't put that out there very much. And so it's heartbreaking, but I hope everyone knows that this was the kind of person that no matter who you are, no matter what walk of life you came from, he would help you. He would be kind to people. You know, he did a lot of initiatives at WSFA helping other people as well. And WSFA actually put out a letter this morning about the death and kind of listed some of those things that he did. Just a wonderful, amazing human. The news business can be so very stressful, and for him to work his way up from basically ground zero to being a news director in such a short amount of time. He lived a short life, but he did so much in that small amount of time. And it's just definitely a testament to the kind of person he was. And I just pray for his family. My heart goes out to the WSFA family. I feel like the television business is like its own little family itself. And so my heart is hurting for my family today.
Yeah, it really is sad. And you happen to know my Aunt Kim at all? Ever met her running?
I know exactly who she is, but I don't think we've ever met.
I think y'all get along famously, knowing you a little bit, knowing her well. So, but I thank you for sharing that about Des. I didn't know him, but I often think about, you know, with somebody whose mother succumbed to cancer. I always think about the old Norm Macdonald line, and it's before people knew he had cancer, before he died of cancer. Where people say you lost your battle, he said, "No, it's more correctly that you fight it to a draw." And
yeah,
and I think we have to lift up all those who have to deal with that. It's just it's really it's a battle not just of the body but of the spirit as well. And it sounds like that was a man full of spirit, truly.
Yeah, and I think you definitely win when you're somebody like this, who, even though you may not be here on Earth anymore, your legacy, you inspired so many people, like that's going to live on. And so that's a win to me. And I mean, you know, it's sad, it's terrible that he's not with us anymore, but he's not suffering anymore.
Yeah.
And to be remembered this way is a really big deal. I mean, we always see, in fact, he shared, you know, when Bob Howell passed away, when Scott Duff passed away, all these people that he's worked with, that's all in the last year, by the way. Yeah. It's sad, or a year and a half, I guess. Scott Duff passed away last July, but we hear about that. We hear a lot about when people are on air for a long time, you know, that their story is shared. Des was behind the scenes. He was producing, he was directing, he was a news director, you know, he was putting all these things together, and he was that well known because he was such a great person. And I mean, to see his story shared online thousands of times, I mean, this is a huge story right now. This is really being talked about. And so I bet he would have never in his wildest dreams thought, when I leave this earth, this many people are going to take notice because he did so much in his short time, like I said. And so that is such a legacy. I'm blown away by the people in the community in Montgomery who love this man so much and for a very good reason.
Well said, beautifully said. And can we end on something that's just political and cynical and ridiculous? I need your help here.
Sure.
So, one line of attack, and it wasn't just, I saw it one news cycle. I'm like, is this going to be a pattern? Are particularly women of a certain age, some people online call them awfuls, affluent white female liberals. They continue to attack JD Vance, and the vector is attacking him via his wife. And I have an example. This is Jennifer Wells. She's one of these execrable people now gaining traction online with the left and podcast world. This is a short clip. Let's listen in together.
He is married to a woman of Indian descent.
Yes.
He has mixed race children.
Yes.
So to all of the MAGA voters out there, if this man will not defend his wife and will not defend his kids, do you think he gives a crap about you or anything to do with you?
And that's just one example of now this is becoming a trend. What do you make of this? Like going after a man's wife and also bring up race, bringing up it's despicable in my humble opinion.
I mean, this is just one of those things that the left has clung on to. I guess the best way to put it is they got their claws in him. But, ever since he made that childless cat lady's comment,
that was accurate.
Oh, they really not liked him. And it's just kind of piled on and piled on. I mean, they yell at him. They confront him all the time in public, and in front of his family, in front of his children. It's scary. They don't look at him as a human anymore. That's how I think they are just so hateful. They're full of it so much they can't help themselves. And I really think it's a dangerous situation. And I know, they say it's just words, but obviously people are starting to go beyond that. And so I think it's important for everyone just to be careful in this situation. But the anger they have for him, it's all kind of manufactured. Most of the things that they say aren't even true. So I say don't listen to it.
Yeah, and also the reason I utter despicable and want to say more than that is they don't treat Usha like Usha, who I'd imagine Usha Vance, given her education background, given her immigrant background, is a fascinating individual, complex, and they could probably, the people throwing the stuff out there, barely scratch the surface of what that relationship is like between JD and Usha. And what's crazy to me is, again, they don't see her as that. They reduce her down to Indian immigrant, and you have, mixed race marriage and interracial kids and stuff. And it's like, man, y'all really, sometimes you go too far in stripping people of their personal aspects, and you just reduce them down to checkbox group that we're going to build a coalition with by creating resentment and animosity towards anybody that, is white. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and if you break down that quote, what part of that is true at all? That his name's JD Vance?
Right.
Like, that's it. I mean, it's crazy. And they get away with it time after time. I think, I'm like, if I did that as a reporter, do you know how bad it would be? Like, people would just stop reading my stuff because they would say, oh, this is just Babylon B-ish,
Right.
So it's like, how do they get away with this? How do people actually believe what they're saying? And every time I see a clip from CNN or MSNBC, I know like 2 of my friends actually watches that and they believe this stuff. It's wild to me.
Yeah, well, garbage in, garbage out. And I've said it myself. It's not just left. Often, if you peruse the news cycle of folks, it's like you're drinking poison and being trained to spit it. So it's always good to take a break. Don't take it.
And it makes me, I'm like, when you watch this stuff, it's so convincing. If you believe them, like, I totally understand why Billy Bob down the street is believing what he's believing and feeling the way he's feeling, because he watches that stuff and he actually believes it. They're not the ones responsible. It's this legacy media and these nonprofits that are going out spewing hate and lies everywhere. Like, they're believable. They really are. And so, I mean, definitely makes you say, I'm going to research I'm going to diagram every sentence that these people say and research every single thing. See it for yourself before you believe it. And also, don't believe anything taken out of context.
Amen. Amen. Well, Erica, great talking to you today. And if folks want to check out what you're working on, maybe if they have a lead for a story, how can they check that out? How can they reach out to you?
Yeah, definitely go to 1819news.com, see all the stories that not only I write, but my wonderful coworkers. We have a whole list of stuff you won't see anywhere else, 1819news.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter. Get that newsletter every day. You'll see just the top stories. We're not going to bombard you with a bunch of stuff. And it's really good to have that newsletter because then you don't have to go searching around everywhere else. You can just get it all in one place. Please check it out, and you can check me out on X at Erica T. News.
Well, thank you, Erica. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless. And Erica Thomas there with 1819 News. Always appreciate her time. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro Ashley and that great team are ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs. Maybe you got an emergency like way too many cockroaches or ants in the kitchen. Or it could be the spiders are out now and they're constantly webbing your entry-exit points. They can help you with all that there at Pest Pro Services. You might as well get signed up for their monthly pest control subscription plan. That way you can control costs and actually budget for cost over the entire year, not have any surprises. And of course, now they also offer wildlife control services. It's very important to get this done, especially as we get into these fall and winter months. Maybe you just want a preventative checkup. Make sure the house is jam up and jelly tight, as the song says. Make sure there aren't any entry-exit points for little critters to sneak into your home, like squirrels or mice or rats or raccoons or even little chipmunks, like any sort of wildlife you can think of. You don't want that inside your attic, inside your walls. You want to take care of your home and also get some peaceful sleep at night without hearing bumps in the middle of the night. And what they can do with their wildlife control services there at Pest Pro Services is, remove any little critter that might be in there. But the job doesn't just stop at removal. Once the immediate issue is resolved, they'll focus on exclusion, locating and sealing the access points animals are using to get in. And they'll also assess surrounding conditions that may be attracting wildlife in the first place. So if you're looking for that wildlife control service or just overall great pest control services, call it Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or just call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that fantastic team that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Are you ready for some football? Whether you yell War Eagle or Roll Tide, if you're fourth and goal, then it's time you call in a special team, Alabama Home Mortgage. I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. With a starting lineup like ours, you can rest assured that you are dealing with the MVPs of the mortgage industry here at Alabama Home Mortgage. Do you feel like you're being blocked on every play? Take a time out and make the call that will change it all. Call Alabama Home Mortgage at 567-4223, or you can visit our website, myalabamahomemortgage.com. Together, we can create the playbook that will lead to your financial victory. Don't let the clock run out. Call Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. 567-4223. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. War Eagle, Roll Tide. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have the coolest air of the season in place. It'll be cloudy at times and rather breezy with winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, making that high temperature of 60 seem cooler than it is. Tonight's low down to about 40. Tomorrow's Halloween forecast, not spooky at all, with sunshine and a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s. Coolest of the season so far. Lots of sunshine over the weekend, 69 on Saturday, 71 for a high on Sunday, and jacket weather nights. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you out, whether you're looking to buy or sell a house, property here in the River Region real estate market. And it's not just buying and selling that they can help you out with. They have management services available there should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market, especially with a lot of turnover with the military base and just a lot more people are renting these days. Why not be on the side of making that rental house a performing asset and have the Goodson Group manage it for you for a reasonable fee? Bo has 50 plus years of experience here in the River Region real estate market. So if you're looking for that expertise, just check out the Goodson Group. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com to learn more or call them direct at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of the program. Turning real quick here to J.D. Vance. And this was, again, last night in Ole Miss. And Vance in particular, I think, did a masterful job in explaining not only Christianity, not just in a sense of a personal confession of faith, but also in the sense of Christendom, the civilization that we are experiencing here in the United States. So let's jump right into it. We'll go through a few of the Q&A. Vance spoke for about 10, 15 minutes. But then opened up to a Q&A, and I thought, again, for a sitting vice president to be able to pull this off in this way, it's going to be tough to beat this guy come 2028. But let's listen in.
Lucy, and I'm Ellie, and we're with the Turning Point chapter for this question.
Thank you, guys.
Can you tell us how your faith helps you in your role as vice president?
Well, I appreciate that. That is a very good question. And this is another way in which Charlie has affected my life. I would say that I grew up, again, in a generation where even if people had very deep personal faith, they didn't talk about their faith a whole lot. And I grew up in a country where you just didn't hear political leaders talk about their faith. But the reason why I try to be the best husband I can be, the best father I can be, the reason why I care so much about all the issues that we're going to talk about is because I believe that I've been placed in this position for a brief period of time to do the most amount of good for God and for the country that I love so much. And that's the most important way that my faith influences me. Is we all get a limited opportunity to make a difference. And if you believe as we believe, you believe that God, you believe that Jesus Christ has a plan. And sometimes we don't understand that plan. By the way, one way I don't understand that plan is why my friend lost his life 6 weeks ago. Sometimes I get pissed off about that.
Yeah.
But what I remind myself is that there is a deeper rhythm, that Jesus Christ is the author of the fate of human history. And we are charged to do everything that we can to effectuate that vision, to make our country a more virtuous place, a more prosperous place where people can raise a family and not be persecuted for their faith, but teach their children their faith. That recognition that all of us have a duty. And I have two very important duties as Vice President of the United States, to the American people and to God. And that's the most important influence my faith has on me. Thank you.
Again, well said. But he continued to field questions from a lot of different types of questions, but there were several in the vein of Christianity, and in particular talking about Christian values. So it's not just a personal confession of faith, like what does it mean to J.D. Vance personally, but what does it mean in having shaped so much of our civilization? Let's listen into the vice president.
Christian values out there that I think that we've just sort of assumed and we've in fact taken for granted. Christian values are the idea that you should respect every single person as an individual, whatever the color of their skin, created in the image of God. That's a Christian concept. And in fact, it was a Christian empire, Great Britain, that abolished slavery to begin with. The idea that we should eliminate child sacrifice. What did the Christian settlers find when they came to the New World? They found a lot of civilizations that were murdering babies in weird religious rituals. It was Christianity that said we don't kill children just because they're somehow inconvenient to people. A lot of the things, human rights, the very idea that human beings have rights, are a Christian concept. And so I'd ask you, my assumption based on the question is that you're skeptical of Christianity, or at least of certain public professions of Christianity. One of my favorite Bible verses is, "By your fruits ye shall know them." And I think that the fruits of the Christian faith are the most moral, the most just, and the most prosperous civilization in history. I make no apologies for believing that Christianity is the pathway to God. I make no apologies for thinking that Christian values are an important foundation of this country, but I'm not going to force you to believe in anything, because that's not what God wants, and that's not what I want either.
No, amen to that. And so Vance goes on to say something that myself and many others on the right have been saying for a long time. When you look at liberalism, that in fact, it's not just liberalism, but so many of the political ideologies are weird, like copies. They copy like one aspect of the whole thing that is Christianity. They focus and copy on one aspect and bring it down to earth, tie it down to earth, and make it this very political thing. Marxism does this in many ways, borrows from a lot of the Christian theory of history and eschatology and like an original state of nature. It has all the hallmarks of kind of that, but it's a weird perversion of it. And in fact, here is J.D. Vance saying just that, being asked about our Christian roots as a nation.
I'm thrilled to hear you articulate Christian values on a stage like this, and to remind us that things we take for granted and things we value so much have a Christian origin. So thank you for that. I really mean that. However,
so much of liberalism, by the way, so much of the far left is a sort of, if you really pay attention to it, it's a kind of perverted version of Christianity. Like, there's nothing wrong, of course, with focusing on people who are disenfranchised, for example. That's the focus of liberalism.
Yep.
But if you completely separate it from any religious duty, any civic virtue, then that can actually become, for example, an inducement to lawlessness. You can't just have compassion for the criminal. You also have to have justice too, which is why I think that a properly rooted Christian moral order is such an important part of the future of our country. But sorry, I interrupted.
The guy would go on to talk about how, the original Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, and maybe we should have that wall of separation at the federal level. But as you get local, as you get to the state and to the municipality at even smaller, then you should have more explicit confessions of faith and more explicit faith institutions actually being a part of the governing. Now, of course, that is for local communities, I think, to hash out. But if you look at the original setup of the nation, that's exactly how it worked. How do you go back to something like that? Again, I think a lot of this is worked out organically. It's one aspect of J.D. Vance's entire Q&A. If you want to watch the whole thing, just go look it up. It was fantastic, his speech and Q&A at Ole Miss last night. But he's very prudent about how do you apply these principles. How do you apply, say, like, life begins at conception. If you abort a child in the womb, that is murder. But how do you actually convince people at the state level? How do you convince them at the national level? And it's more winning of the hearts and minds while you are unabashed about what you actually believe in and where you would like to take this. But you still, while holding up that standard and holding true to that ideal, you have to practically figure out, okay, how do we go about doing this? And including talking to people that begin with a completely different premise and don't agree with us. So I thought Vance had a lot of that last night. But of course, I'm bringing up all this Christian stuff because right after, I believe, that question about how so much of our civilization is the bedrock is Christendom. The bedrock is the gospel. Well, somebody else walked up to the microphone. And she had a lot to say. So this is a long clip, but I wanted to find the long version of this clip because I think it's demonstrative of how some folks, and I'm not necessarily accusing this young woman who asked JD Vance a question this, but there are a lot of folks who hear all that stuff, Christian, and they go, what's this white Christian guy doing? You've got an Indian wife who's probably Hindu. What are you talking about, Christian? You probably hate your own wife and kids, right, JD? Because that's what all that appeal is. It's just masking your hatred. If you're really accepting, you would be more accepting and more tolerant, and you wouldn't call what we do perversions. So let's listen into this. That was all set up, all the Christian stuff. Here's JD Vance, going through the ringer a bit.
Hello, Mr. Vice President. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk here today. I did not agree with many of the things that you said right ahead of this, but I don't think that's my point to discuss here. What I want to ask is, you are married to a woman who is not Christian. In her Wikipedia, I just looked that up. I wanted to know what her faith was. I didn't know this before, but she still calls herself Hindu. You are raising three kids in cultural, racial, religious household. How are you maintaining, or how are you teaching your kids not to keep your religion ahead of their mother's religion? Or how are you teaching them that your kind, that kind who got here just few years or few decades ago is different or is better than your mom's kind who got here just a generation before? How are you balancing that? And when you talk about too many immigrants here, when did you guys decide that number? Why did you sell us a dream? You made us spend our youth, our wealth in this country and gave us a dream. You don't owe us anything. We have worked hard for it. Then how can you, as a vice president, stand there and say that we have too many of them now and we are going to take them out to people who are here rightfully so by paying the money that you guys asked us? You gave us the path, and now how can you stop it and tell us we don't belong here anymore? And one more thing. Do you have to
There's a lot there. I don't know if I'm going to remember all this, but I will try.
I'm sorry. I had to say all of this, and please take it with due. I'm saying all of this with due respect.
Go ahead. Please.
I have no intention of causing a scene here or anything, but
we're not close to causing a scene. Don't worry.
But we talked about Christianity, all of this. I'm not even Christian, and I'm here standing to so support. Why are we making Christianity one of the major things that you have to have in common to be one of you guys, to show that I love America just as much as you do? Why is that still a question? Why do I have to be a Christian?
Okay, so there was a lot there, and I'm going to try to respond to as much of it as I can. So on the question of immigration, so first of all, I can believe that we should have lower immigration levels, but if the United States passed a law and made a promise to somebody, the United States, of course, has to honor that promise. Nobody's talking about that. I'm talking about people who came in violation of the laws of the United States of America, and I'm talking about in the future reducing the number of people. Sorry, what?
Can I continue on that? Because when you just said you are not stopping with the people who came here legally, right? But you are pushing out policies that hurt us. And these policies are not even solving the problems. These policies are just creating chaos.
Ma'am. Okay, so again, I'm gonna finish answering the question, and then if I've answered all 9 of your questions in less than 15 minutes, then we can keep on going. We got to have a little fun, right? So here's the thing. I can believe that the United States should lower its levels of immigration in the future, while also respecting that there are people who have come here through lawful immigration pathways that have contributed to the country. But just because one person or 10 people or 100 people came in legally and contributed to the United States of America, does that mean that we're thereby committed to let in 1 million or 10 million or 100 million people a year in the future? No, that's not right. We cannot have, I'll go and finish. We cannot have an immigration policy where what was good for the country 50 or 60 years ago binds the country inevitably for the future. There's too many people who want to come to the United States of America, and my job as vice president is not to look out for the interests of the whole world, it's to look out for the people of the United States. Now,
Well, like that.
Now, you asked a personal question about our interfaith household. And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not in a particularly religious family in either direction. In fact, when I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist, and that's what I think she would have considered herself as well. You know, everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we decided to raise our kids Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. But, thank you. My 8-year-old was also very proud of his first communion. Thank you, guys. I'll tell him that Ole Miss wishes him the best. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love. Again, one of the most important Christian principles is that you respect free will. Usha's closer to the priests who baptized me than maybe I am. They talk about this stuff. My attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family, and you trust in God to have a plan, and you try to follow it as best as you can. And that's what I try to do.
Make that guy president of the United States. And that's just one example of many with the vice president, J.D. Vance. But I think he holds his own, not just with the dilapidated and deflated corporate press, but with just everyday people. And how he answers questions, how he also tends to actually de-escalate things and get people to say, oh, he's actually coming from a reasonable position. But of course, he can also throw jabs and some barbs out there, kick with the spurs when he needs to. But I would just say, if you want to see a masterclass in actual public debate, public conversation, public oratory, even, check out what J.D. Vance did last night at Ole Miss. And that Turning Point USA tour continues. I believe the next big stop is November the 5th in Auburn, Alabama, my old stomping grounds. I think Tommy Tuberville's going to be there, as well as several others. So it is going to be in our own backyard, folks. War Eagle, welcome in TP USA. How about this? Quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Need extra cash? Take 90 days to start paying it back. ASE Credit Union is here to help on your schedule. Whether you're tackling unexpected expenses, consolidating debt, or planning a big purchase, for a limited time, get an unsecured signature loan with no payments for 90 days. Use the funds however you need. Holiday shopping, vacations, medical expenses, or just peace of mind.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Blair. Hey, Blair, how you doing?
I'm great, Joey. How are you?
Good.
Are you still good looking, Joey?
Oh my!
I haven't
no,
seen you in so long. I know you must be.
no, I don't know about that. I look in the mirror, I'm like, man,
yeah,
I got this
I do.
Pollock face.
No, you got it. You're knocking it. You're knocking it. Listen, Eric and Laura Trump, I believe, are also going to be there with Tuberville in Auburn.
Yep, I believe so.
That'll be a big draw. It's a big draw. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm so proud. I'm a conservative. I don't say Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm so proud that I believe in Donald Trump and the people that are fighting for us and doing such a good job. And I can't imagine the devil has got a hold of some people, and he is ruining their lives. And I feel sorry for anybody that doesn't recognize the truth.
Amen.
And so I'm headed to work, but I listen to y'all as often as I can.
Well, thank you, Blair, and great hearing from you.
I love you. Have a good day.
Love you too.
Bye, Joey.
Bye. It was a very sweet call. It was, if it's possible to kind of grope somebody through the phone, it approached it. And I say that with love. I enjoyed it. Who doesn't enjoy good groping? Thank you, Blair. Second hour coming up before at the top of the hour break. This part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And they're at Dylan Rings. Josh and Leslie Ryder are ready to help you out with any and all of your jewelry needs. Of course, they are a full-service jewelry shop, so if you need to get that jewelry cleaned up with a spa treatment or repaired, maybe you're looking to buy something brand new, maybe you're looking for some custom design work, they can do it all there at Dylan Rings. But what you need to get ready for, ladies in particular, is the Ladies' Night Out event they're doing coming up very, very soon indeed. And in fact, if you go to Dylan Rings' Facebook page today, that's DYLAN Rings on Facebook, they're going to give you, some advice on what's the vibe for this Ladies' Night Out coming up. So pick out your favorite pair of denim, a dash of dazzle, heels optional, and sparkle mandatory, they're saying. And again, this is their annual Ladies' Night Out event at Dylan Rings. It'll be November the 6th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I think first 50 ladies get a swag bag at the door. You can also be put into drawings to win pieces of jewelry, including a $2,000 sapphire and diamond ring. Truly incredible drawing they're doing there. There'll be special deals all night, a great spread of food, hors d'oeuvres, and some bubbly as well. It's a great event they do every year. I've been multiple years, and I'm telling you, folks, you got to get out there, ladies in particular. Grab your girlfriends, get out, have yourself a ball there at Dylan Rings' annual Ladies' Night Out. And of course, the location's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And, maybe you want to scope the place out before you stop by for Ladies' Night Out. Just stop by today. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Tallying up the damage and devastation from Hurricane Melissa. The storm has been linked now to at least 36 confirmed deaths across Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and other Caribbean countries. Economic losses so far tally up between $48 and $52 billion. That's driven by widespread structural damage, flooding, and disruptions. Up to 90% of roofs blown off in some heavily affected areas. Some big takeaways from the president's sit-down with the Chinese president in South Korea. China has agreed to a one-year deal to pause export restrictions on rare earth minerals, pledging to maintain open supply lines for at least 12 months. The U.S. will reduce its so-called fentanyl tariff from 20 down to 10%. China has committed to purchasing what it calls massive amounts of American soybeans and other farm products. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have the coolest air of the season in place. It'll be cloudy at times and rather breezy with winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, making that high temperature of 60 seem cooler than it is. Tonight's low down to about 40. Tomorrow's Halloween forecast, not spooky at all, with sunshine and a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s, coolest of the season so far. Lots of sunshine over the weekend, 69 on Saturday, 71 for a high on Sunday, and jacket weather nights. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police are investigating a Tuesday night double shooting. The incident happened around 7:30 in the 5100 block of Carmichael Road, where a man and a woman were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Both were transported to the ER for treatment, where the unidentified male victim remains in critical condition. Montgomery's Capri Theater is about to undergo a change in leadership as longtime director Martin McCaffrey will be stepping down at the end of the year. The new theater director will be Richard Sherman, who has worked as night manager of the Capri since 2015. Adrian Lee Bush will be the new organization director. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Halloween Spooktacular will take place after all this year. The event was canceled due to a scheduling conflict at Garrett Coliseum, where the event has been held for many years. Spooktacular will move to Patterson Field this year for a drive-through trunk-or-treat event Halloween evening beginning at 5:30. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off.
That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Your nightly news begins with Fox 20 News at 9.
We start Fox 20 News at 9 with breaking news.
Putting Montgomery news first. Covering your news from all sides. Fox 20 News at 9 is Montgomery's original 9 p.m. news. Live reports from your community. Don't wait till 10. See what's making news tonight and what you can expect tomorrow. If it's happening in the capital city, it's happening on Fox 20 News at 9. Coverage you can count on.
Hey, it's Mike from Owens Optical here in Montgomery. We've been advertising with Blue Water for almost 15 years now, and I can confidently say our business and our foot traffic has definitely increased since we've been on the radio. It works. Thank you, Blue Water, for supporting us and helping increase our customer base.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. (272-9228) if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. I don't know if y'all caught the news last night. I posted on my Facebook page the entire statement from Mayor Stephen Reed here in Montgomery, but Donald Watkins Jr., a convicted fraudster, withdrew his name from consideration for a small business development director job with the city of Montgomery on Wednesday. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed recently requested that the Montgomery Personnel Board approve his appointment of Watkins Jr. at a salary of just shy of $121,000. The board last week unanimously approved delaying that appointment over concerns about his criminal past and the high salary requested. Watkins Jr. and his father, Donald Watkins, were convicted in 2019, for those keeping score, for running a, quote, complex investment fraud scheme by which they stole more than $10 million over the course of 7 years. Mayor Reed said in a statement on Wednesday saying, quote, today, Donald Watkins Jr. withdrew his name from consideration as the director of small and minority business development. While I have accepted Mr. Watkins' withdrawal, I want to make clear that this decision is not a reflection on his qualifications, experience, or passion for the city of Montgomery. He is an exceptionally talented professional who has demonstrated both the knowledge and the heart required to support Montgomery's growing and essential small business community. The mayor continues, saying that Montgomery is a city on the rise. It is a place where innovation, entrepreneurship, and opportunity are shaping a stronger economic future for everyone who calls this city home. My administration has been unwavering in its commitment to helping small businesses and minority-owned enterprises not only start, but scale for larger impact and growth. However, it has become clear in recent days that his appointment, I guess he's referring to Donald Watkins Jr., has sparked unnecessary distraction and political fear-mongering. Or just common sense, jackass. And this guy, I thought Gavin Newsom was bad. I think Stephen Reed might start taking the cake. I'll play you some Newsom a little later. Fear-mongering. Yeah, okay. There's just a pattern here, kind sir. There's a pattern. But because of the unnecessary distraction and political fear-mongering, diverting attention away from the critical work ahead, my responsibility as mayor is to ensure that our shared goals for small business growth, job creation, and inclusive economic development remain our top priority. We cannot afford to have that mission overshadowed by those looking to gain political popularity at the expense of an overqualified and dynamic business leader. Reed continued, our focus must remain on empowering Montgomery's entrepreneurs, especially those from underrepresented communities, with the tools and resources to thrive. That's why my administration continues to expand access to capital through our Access to Capital Small Business Loan Fund, support more equitable partnership in city procurement and contracting, and strengthen partnerships with Black Capital B-owned financial institutions to open new pathways for local investment and growth. These are the kind of strategic investments that will ensure Montgomery small and minority businesses are positioned for long-term success. Montgomery's future depends on a vibrant ecosystem where small businesses can grow, compete, and succeed. While this moment is disappointing, our direction is unchanged. We will continue to build a city where every entrepreneur has a fair shot and where economic progress is not slowed by politics or perception. Says the jackass of Montgomery, Mayor Stephen Reed. Isn't that y'all mascot? It's a Democrat, the jackass. We cannot afford to have that mission overshadowed by those looking to gain political popularity at the expense of an overly qualified and dynamic business leader. Okay. I could really give a damn how popular I am. And when I looked at this, it comes across as plain as day as a political power play. Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was a lot of other people that thought it was crap. And again, to the point I've been constantly making, unrepentant. You got caught by a lot of people with their hand in the cookie jar trying to help out your buddy at a ridiculous starting salary. And the reason he's only able to be available because he's so overqualified is because there's one thing that disqualifies him from normally being in the private sector, you jackass. I'd love to see more investment and innovation, all the things, all the happy talk that we're seeing. But it's never Stephen Reed's fault. It's always something else. It's always we're going in the right direction, and then something happens, and it's never his fault. It's always something else. Always. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's us?
Gee, Joey, that's what I was calling to talk about, but this is Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I'll tell you right now, Joey, you can forget about ever having Stephen Reed on your show again.
I don't give a damn.
Joey, I pulled that up yesterday and read that, and I said, what in the world? What a load of crap.
Yes.
That guy, he sat there, and I was trying to figure out which city he was describing, because it sure wasn't Montgomery. I mean, there's no hope with that guy as long as he's in office over there, Joey. I mean, that's pathetic.
Yeah, it is. And it's getting old. And my hope is the business community that has supported him in the past has woken up to how much of a jackass he is. And yeah. I'm saying this because I know for a fact there are a lot of people who are. The failure in the city is at the level of leadership. It's not anything you could quantify necessarily. It's about communicating behind the scenes and actually leading. And that has not been going on.
Yeah, I mean, when I read that, and, you know, I remember his dad and all that stuff, but I didn't realize they built $10 million out of people. And you're going to put this guy, he's a convicted felon, and you can't make this stuff up.
Anyway.
But it's just, it's got to the point now, it's just, does the city council have no power to do anything over there?
Oh, they have some power to do stuff. I don't think they had power over the particular hire. And at a certain point, they have a balance to strike. It's one thing for me, a jackass on the radio, to call the mayor a jackass, and we don't have to talk to each other. But if you're on the council, you got to work with the mayor, and it's this push-pull constantly. And again, I think there is just lack of proper leadership at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't care if we want to elect another Democrat, fine, but make it a Democrat who can lead and isn't just in the position because of their frickin' last name.
Yeah, bring back Bobby Bright. they can't do a recall, get him thrown out of office.
I don't know if we
Anything
have
like
that power here in the state of Alabama. Maybe the legislature could give it to
Yeah.
local.
Yeah. Well, good luck. And wow, that was wild.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Okay, but
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Flower Child.
Hey, Flower Child. How are you?
I'm great. I hope it'll be interesting to see when Stephen Reed comes up with the next candidate, how much salary they're offered.
Good point.
Especially if they're a certain race. And the next question is, how much does Stephen Reed make a year?
I don't know off the top of my head. Honestly, I don't.
Well, I mean, if he's offering this guy $125,000, he's making more than that.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 questions.
Yeah, I don't know. And, my advice to Mayor Stephen Reed, let's just be honest about it. Hire Watkins Jr. He's so qualified. Hire him as your chief of staff, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. It looks like from a quick search, annual current salary is $95,000. So the mayor wouldn't even be the highest paid, but though there was a proposed up to $150,000. But yeah, as of 2024, I don't know if they upped it in 25. The highest paid mayor, I believe, in the state of Alabama, no surprise here, is Walt Maddox of Tuscaloosa, then Tommy Battle. So yeah, and somebody's saying it was up to that 150 plus, but I'm looking at a 24 article here. Whatever. People that get elected mayor and people that are hired to positions in the city obviously are going to demand a salary, and that's just the world we live in, and fair enough. But that statement is just like, okay, man. If you can't see the actual merit in what people are saying about this move, then fine. And I hope we can actually elect somebody that will lead the city. And again, I don't care if it's a Democrat or somebody that wants more social service and stuff like that. That's fine. It's probably what the people of Montgomery will vote for. What I would like, though, is somebody, again, can actually lead. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, I don't know that I can lead, but I think I can do better than the people that are running.
Mm-hmm.
So just give me a call.
Okay,
and
Robert.
This is Robert.
Appreciate it, man. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Simpler days.
How you doing?
Well, Joey, the question is anybody down there at the city council have any kind of integrity where they would simply say, if you're going to be dealing with any city money, number one disqualifier for any job dealing with city money is that you can't be an ex-felon. And number 2, that you can't be an ex-felon for embezzlement. Instead of just playing footsies with him and acting like they turn the other cheek and it's all good and we're just going to go on. There needs to be an investigation as to why he picked this individual.
Oh, he said it straight up. It's because we've been friends since childhood.
Well, there you go. And, was the job posted? Is it a political appointment?
No,
Who else can apply for the job?
I think the job was posted, and the deadline was something like late September for actually putting in for it.
Well, I'm quite sure one of the qualifications wasn't being an ex-felon, but you were talking about the mayor's salary. You're not taking into consideration his travel budget. We still don't know how much.
Yeah, per diem's a heck of a word.
Yeah, and so he makes a lot of money on the side on his speaking engagements and his page he's got out there of the greater.
Can I underline a point? Because you saying all this just brings it to my mind. I don't really care how rich Stephen Reed's getting if there were results I don't care if there are corrupt politicians, because there will always be corrupt politicians. I just would like them to get results. And right now I'm not seeing results. I'm seeing a lot of excuse making now going on half a freaking decade. Tired of it.
I was in a doctor's office this morning, and there were 5 people sitting in there. And being an old law enforcement officer, I listened for information, and I kept hearing the conversation about this person lived at the lake, this person lived at Auburn, this person lived in Tallahassee. So I took it upon myself to ask, did any of you ever live in Montgomery? Every single one of them, Joey, said they used to live in Montgomery, but they had to get out. And the only reason they came back was because they had to go to this specialty medical procedure. And that's the way it is, Joey.
Though, I mean, I've been tempted to write something saying that if we really want to unseat this jackass, how about 50,000 Alabamians move back to Montgomery? I'm sure they'll love it. I'm sure they'll love it, right?
That would make a great billboard, on the interstate, Joey. I think we all ought to get together and buy into that concept.
Well, I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
You too. 272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, line 1, you're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sam calling from Pike County.
Hey, Sam.
I heard a couple things on the news here just last night. Jeff Bezos' wife, she's divvying out money to traditionally black colleges. I saw where ASU is going to get $36 million. Now, I don't know what strings are attached or whatnot.
Well, that's chump change to her.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. There's colleges all over will be benefiting from it.
Sure.
But the mayor's buddy, he needs a job. Well, I wonder if the mayor still got connections at ASU, that'd be a good place to go if a man wants to go and coordinate, and because there's going to be plenty of fresh cash flowing around. That's my gossipy 2 cents, brother. That's
I don't know anything about Donald Jr., but my sense of the guy is he'll land on his feet just like a cat. He'll be all right.
Donald Jr.
Donald Watkins Jr.
Oh, okay. I didn't forgot his name. I'm all twisted up. I'm trying to get to a funeral, and I've gotten in the wrong lane.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, you focus on driving. Always good hearing from you, Sam.
Hey, bless you, brother.
You too. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there? Well, that's just rude. This part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing. They're ready to help you with any and all of your plumbing needs. Could be a big deal, like a big problem, like a massive water leak, or God forbid, something like a gas line leak, where time is of the essence. You got to get it fixed immediately. Cole Plumbing can help you out, and they can do it without having to create a big old mess inside or outside your home, tearing out a bunch of drywall or digging up a huge hole or trench in your yard. They can do it with precision and expertise and fix the issue with minimal discomfort to you in your home. Of course, they can also help you with simple problems. Maybe you don't know how to fix that toilet. It's always running, especially right off the bedroom, and it's waking you up in the middle of the night with that rush of water. Could be that faucet is just drip, drip, drip. Some of y'all got to go to the bathroom now. Or it could be the garbage disposal stinks or just doesn't work anymore. They can help you with that. Or maybe you want to upgrade to a tankless water heater system, or it's time to install a taller, nicer toilet. These sort of things, Cole Plumbing can help you across the board. You can always make an appointment online, coleplumbing.com. But I encourage you, save their number. So when you do have that issue, when you do think of that plumbing problem, you're going to call Cole at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole. Let's go back to the phones. Line 1, you're on there. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Chris.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I just real quick, you're talking about all this stuff with the mayor. I just don't understand how tone deaf he is. I mean, here you are, you're in the national spotlight about a mass shooting going on, all this stuff going on. Then all of a sudden he pivots to not, hey, we're going to try to hire more police, or we're working with the FBI, or we're working with, and then he pulls this one out and says, hey, we're going to hire a ex-felon to run a small business department here at the city of Montgomery. That's what I don't understand. This is the complete tone deaf nature of it. It's like he just doesn't care at this point. And if he doesn't care, he just needs to quit.
No, I think he doesn't care about his critics, which is okay, man. At this point, fine.
I guess he just assumes that 27% of people will vote again and he'll get reelected.
Yeah. Well, and that is a major question. I keep saying that you need somebody to actually challenge the guy, who can actually run the city and lead in a proper way. And like I said earlier, I really don't care if it's somebody who's more liberal or left-leaning, wants a little more government than I do. That's not about ideology for me at a local level. It's more about relationships and leadership through those relationships you develop. And for all the happy talk and for all the excuse making, where are the quality results?
Yeah, where is the quality results? I'm telling you right now, the FBI is going to be coming in this city. Tommy Tupperville's already said what he's going to say. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think stuff will happen prior to that because his lack of leadership and the inability for him to understand, law enforcement and, taking care of the city and keeping it clean and providing a safe and vibrant community in this city is how you bring in jobs and stuff. I mean, on top of that, he can't control the school system, but that's a complete disaster too. And we've got so many opportunities. That's what I don't understand. We got so many opportunities in the city to really do a lot of good things, but leadership over the years has just kind of kept us back from that. And I know there's people working hard to get industry here, but we could do so much better. And we can do so much better with the people leading our city on top of that.
Will that somebody better actually stick their neck out there and make a run for this thing?
Yeah, that's the one thing about local politics. When you do run for local politics, you're in the community, right? And I think the problem is you upset a lot of people because maybe contracts aren't renewed or this or that. You get to see them eye to eye. And I just think for a lot of people locally in the city, it's just, they don't want that stress to have to, appease people, especially being the mayor of a small city like Montgomery. But we got to have somebody's got to step up. I would hope it'd be a young person that has skin in the games with children, maybe in the system, or have kids that live here at private or public school that can really lead it and understand what people like young people are going through as far as making these decisions to go pay for private school or leave the city. And I read the 1819 news article, which was pretty damning about how we have Stockholm syndrome.
Oh yeah. Chris Reeder did a great job with that one.
Yeah. I mean, I hate that.
Though, I am tempted to write something to a lot of the folks who have moved. Like, I don't blame you for moving. I get why you made these decisions. And I've heard from a lot of folks, white and black. It's not, they want to say it's just white flight, but it ain't. And I would say, though, to those folks, like, if you really care about Montgomery, because there is this dynamic, let's be honest, you live here, Chris. I think there are a lot of folks who either moved out or are just have always been on the outside looking in at Montgomery. Maybe they visit for state politics, that kind of are rooting for failure. I don't like that. I would love to see Montgomery succeed. And a great way is how about 50,000 proud, patriotic Alabamians move back to Montgomery and we'll elect somebody.
Well, you don't need your capital city falling apart. Just go look at Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is where we'll be in 5 to 10 years if we're not careful.
Yeah.
Complete lawlessness, just remember Stephen Reed tried to take over the water system. He tried to take over the city county board that kicked out, or that he goes to get employment. He was trying to take over all these boards and stuff. The airport.
Yeah,
you just don't need this. I mean, he can't even take care of the city that he's been elected to run, and he can't even do that. But he's trying to take over all the boards. So yeah. I mean, it's really a personality problem. I think he just is above. I just don't think he understands. I think he's just completely toned off, and we just got to get rid of him.
Well, and one thing that just comes to mind with you saying that, I'm thinking about that the Museum of Fine Arts. Like for months, all that like there was no clear memorandum of understanding, and like a lot of people that very much care about that institution were like, "What are we even doing here?" And it took raising some hell to actually get something done. And it shouldn't. And it's example after example, especially if you talk to people behind the scenes. People are uncomfortable in public, and fair enough. And I think it's partly our culture. Well, we're a bit deferential from calling folks out at times. But when you talk to people behind the scenes, a big common theme is just lack of communication, and often to the point of mistakes like that aren't made innocently.
No, they're not made innocently. They're done on purpose. And there's ultimately a goal to it. It's complete takeover and control. And, he can start adding his friends, in which it happens in politics. Let's be honest.
Yes.
He can put his friends on these boards and these nice, cushy jobs and all that kind of stuff. But to the detriment of whom? Not to him.
Right.
It's to the city of Montgomery. So I just really hope someone can step up and lead, because we don't need this city to fail. I'm not rooting for it. People that are on Facebook say that's just awful.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you've grown up here, you don't need to watch your city that you grew up in and probably enjoyed as a young person just completely collapse.
And
we don't need that.
And I don't know, maybe it's a reawakening and me revisiting scriptures. A lot of memories are coming back from my upbringing here in town. And it's been a harsh realization in the last few months of, man, I really did grow up and live in Montgomery in the Catholic bubble. And I love the upbringing I had. I think my parents making those choices they made beautiful choices in that regard. But when I go outside of that Catholic bubble, I'm like, dadgum. Maybe the Catholics can be a bridge. I don't know.
Well, all you did is you ran down from County Downs to St. Bede.
Yeah, there you go.
The enclaves of the Catholics in Montgomery.
And then I had to go to the high school eventually.
The high school. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, we got a big game at Vestavia Hill. So any priests out there listen, say a good prayer for Catholic playing Vestavia tonight.
For a Marian intercession, as we'd say it.
That's exactly
it's
right.
Not worship, you
All right,
Protestants.
Man.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. This is part of the program. In fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home, and interest rates coming down even more yesterday. Now could very well be the time. If you've been waiting, don't wait too long. Don't procrastinate on this, because it could be the right time for you. But you got to figure that out. And why not get in touch with Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon? They're at Alabama Home Mortgage. They will help you figure that out. Maybe it's the first time you're buying a house. They'll walk you through the process. All starts pre-approval, so you can understand and know for a fact, certify how much you can afford to buy in a home. Or maybe you're looking for a great refinance deal. They can help you there to get debt off your back, maybe bring down monthly overhead costs, or maybe you're looking to invest in your property, yourself, your family. Whatever your goals, at least call up Alabama Home Mortgage, get the conversation going. They're going to be able to help you out buying a home or refinancing. Just call them today at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking to a lion tamer.
What up, Wild Kingdom?
I see you're working with the big cats.
That's right, man. They're ferocious. Down Garfield are no tender victuals for you.
I'll bet you've made so much money that you've had to hire yourself a money man.
Yeah, man, and I've hired the best.
You mean the man who could quite possibly be the most beloved asset preservationist in the world?
That's right, man. David Ernest.
The money man with the money plan.
Yeah, Daddy-O, and you can call him them toll-free at 833-596-7233. And those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Yeah, man. Mr. Jinx, stop that. That's disgusting.
Tell me, how did you get into this business?
Well, my Uncle Claude, who was also a lion tamer, taught me everything I know.
And what was your Uncle Claude's last name?
Badly.
Claude Badley.
Yeah, excuse me. I gotta go scoop out the litter box.
Make sure you get that joke while you're at it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu, reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Finding affordable health care shouldn't be complicated. That's why during open enrollment, Guardian Insurance Services makes it easy to choose the right plan. With simple, affordable options for your family and your budget, good coverage is just a few clicks away. But hurry, open enrollment is only for a limited time. Visit myguardiancu.com/health and get started today. Guardian Insurance Services, affordable coverage made simple.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have the coolest air of the season in place. It'll be cloudy at times and rather breezy with winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, making that high temperature of 60 seem cooler than it is. Tonight's low down to about 40. Tomorrow's Halloween forecast, not spooky at all, with sunshine and a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s. Coolest of the season so far. Lots of sunshine over the weekend, 69 on Saturday, 71 for a high on Sunday, and jacket weather nights. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
Welcome back. Looking up at the TV screen in the studio, and I see J.D. Vance and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and several other secretaries. In this particular case, you're seeing a lot of the air traffic controllers as well as CEOs of major airlines saying ground delay hits Reagan National Airport amid shutdown. Vance and Duffy both calling for the Democrats to reopen the government. And an interesting moment happened on the floor of the Senate, in the well of the Senate, I believe it's just yesterday. I saw this shared on X by a woman named Erin McGuire. She says, I worked for Senator Thune. Now, John Thune is the now majority leader. Remember that whole fight where folks are like, Katie Britt better vote for like Rick Scott or something? Yeah, and then it ended up Thune ended up being the guy. Thune has always been known as, well, a pretty collected, calm, collected, composed, sober fella. And Aaron McGuire says, I worked for Senator Thune for 3 years, and I never once heard him raise his voice or get this angry. Democrats picked the wrong Senate Majority Leader to play political games with. So, yeah, usually Donald Thune is the tall man with the nice fitting suit who is soft-spoken. But listen to this frustration boiling over.
And we've tried to do that 13 times. You voted no 13 times. This isn't a political game. These are real people's lives that we're talking about. And you all have just figured out 29 days in that, there might be some consequences. There are people who run out of money. Yeah, we're 29 days in. And they've done their best to make sure that a lot of these programs are funded. But at some point, the government runs out of money. 13 times, people over here voted to fund SNAP. 13 times they voted to fund WIC. My aching back. Finally realized this thing has consequences. Well, you know what? What Democrats are doing here. They're making plans to keep the shutdown going.
Yeah, they are. No, and this seems, it started to become clear to me, especially after there was no relenting. The theory of they wanted their No Kings protest and then it would relent. That didn't happen. So it seems to me that this is the idea of pain, 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 and there will be so much pain that people will forget it's Democrats who are voting against a simple continuing resolution, and they'll just start believing everybody is to blame and point fingers at Republicans in leadership in the Congress and the White House. The thing is, as we discussed yesterday, the polling numbers are not moving in that direction. In fact, Democrats are getting worse. Republicans are getting better marks as the shutdown continues. But it is starting to have consequences. Not just SNAP, not just WIC, but also a lot of vital infrastructure services, including our airlines and air traffic control. Vance saying, the vice president saying, Dems engaging in disgraceful behavior. I'm sure they have said similar things in return. And you got to wonder, how long will this game of chicken go on, and how many people will be trampled underfoot and stuck because, we're not spending even more money? Because we're broke? That's what's baffling to me. I think the Trump administration and the Republicans are spending too much money with the big, beautiful bill. The greatest bill ever. I think that's too generous. I was really hoping for the Javier Milei, Elon Musk chainsaw gang. Bring the wrecking ball. Because they're going to complain anyway, even if you cut just a little bit. And the Democrats' response is, no, Republicans are the cheap ones. Let's add another $1.5 trillion to all this stuff. Okay. Absolute insanity to me. But the game will continue. And again, you got to wonder how many folks are going to end up hurt because of this. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. And it could be this starts to show up in the larger economy, not just direct with government work. And maybe, again, that is what the Democrats are banking on. That's enough chaos, enough chaos, that people feel enough pain, and they will believe whoever you blame. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Maybe not. Again, that's 272-9228. Now, in national/state local news, I don't know if y'all caught that the state of Colorado, the Attorney General for the state of Colorado, has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration over Space Command relocation because, of course, they did. The Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser has filed a lawsuit in Colorado U.S. District Court against the Trump administration, claiming that the relocation of Space Command from Colorado Springs to Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville is, quote-unquote, punishment for the liberal state's use of mail-in voting. I think we found another jackass in the Democrat Party. If we in Colorado don't take a stand against this unconstitutional and unlawful decision, we in Colorado and other states who use mail-in voting are going to be subject to further pressure or punishment unless and until we stop exercising our constitutional authority. That's not acceptable. The jackass, the Attorney General for Colorado, told reporters on Wednesday after filing the lawsuit. Alabama's elected officials, however, have quickly dismissed Weiser's allegation and are arguing the decision to move Space Command was not a political one. Here's what Alabama's Attorney General said. He doesn't forget, kind of like an elephant. Quote, the Inspector General for the Department of Defense has confirmed that President Trump's 2021 decision to select Huntsville, as was factually sound and well justified. It was the Biden administration that injected politics into the process when it reversed course, punished Alabama, and rewarded Colorado. Steve Marshall goes on saying, now that President Trump has made things right again, Colorado seeks to use the federal courts to reimpose Biden-era politics on Americans who have overwhelmingly rejected them. Marshall pledged to vigorously defend Space Command's relocation to Huntsville, saying this lawsuit is nothing more than a partisan attempt to overturn a lawful, evidence-based decision repeatedly validated by military experts, independent reviews, and congressional oversight. Alabama will vigorously defend this decision in court and is confident the law and facts are squarely on our side. If Colorado insists on fighting a political battle in federal court, Alabama will meet them there and win. Our focus remains on supporting our service members, strengthening national defense, and ensuring Space Command's continued success in Huntsville. Dale Strong, the fairly new representative up there from Monrovia up in North Alabama, whose district does include Redstone Arsenal, called the lawsuit Colorado's quote-unquote latest attempt to obstruct the fair process, saying the indisputable fact is that Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama was selected as the preferred location to host U.S. Space Command headquarters after a merit-based selection process. Colorado has cried foul every step of the way, and this is their latest attempt to obstruct the fair process from proceeding. I remain confident, says Dale Strong, that the U.S. Spacecom headquarters belongs in Huntsville, Alabama, because it is what is best for national security and will save the taxpayer nearly $500 million. Robert Adderholt jumped in, saying Colorado was only meant to be a temporary headquarters and didn't even finish second or third in the evaluation process. Huntsville won on merit, something this lawsuit, in my opinion, is completely lacking. U.S. Representative Gary Palmer saying the facts simply speak for themselves. The facts speak for themselves. Space Command belongs in Huntsville, Alabama. Barry Moore jumping in, saying that the Air Force implemented a revised three-phase process in the direction of the then Secretary of Defense, of the Secretary of Defense, culminating in the selection of Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama as the preferred location. And the Government Accountability Office report speaks for itself. Yeah, and also that to say that the Trump administration made this decision because we engage in mail-in voting. I mean, not only is the guy a jackass, he's just stupid. What is that? Like, I guess you're going to bring up cases where Trump and team have criticized mail-in voting, and we do mail-in voting, so that's why they're removing what was supposed to be a temporary headquarters to a headquarters in Alabama that went through how many frickin' reviews and back and forth? Anyway, I think Steve Marshall will, as he said, see them in court, fight them in court, and win. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Got to hit a quick break here. We will be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors In an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. Even in the digital age, radio remains the most powerful reach medium for connecting with audiences. Its ability to engage listeners, reach a wide and diverse audience, and create real emotional connections sets it apart from other forms of media. Radio's adaptability and easy access ensure its continued relevance now and in the future. Want to learn how radio can work for your business? Visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to James Gowdy with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Montgomery. James, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for being on. So, still got some sales going on over there at Sons?
Yes. So, we've got 2 days left in the month. We need, as of right now, we need 5 more new cars. So I am taking an additional $750 off the price of any new vehicle that you see online, which is go to suncdjr.com. All of our prices are on our website, but I'll take $750 off, and I'll also give you an additional $1,000 over KBB value for your trade-in. So we've got that going on. We've got 0% on our Ram 1500s, which is up to 72 months. We've got 0% for 60 months on our 2025 Grand Cherokees. And then we've got no payments until January of 26. So a lot of good deals going on right now.
Folks, get by there. Make it a very happy Halloween indeed there with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll just real quick, we'll be here until 7 tonight. We are open tomorrow on Halloween until 7. So come on. We're off the Eastern Boulevard. Or, again, you can shop us online at suncdjr.com.
Well, I appreciate it, James, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Again, that's James Gowdy with Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Montgomery. Y'all get by there, especially some of those deals he was just laying out. That's hard to beat. Let's go to line 3 and talk to Chicken Man. Hey, Chicken Man.
All right, I got a question. Majority Leader, the House of Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
The first time I heard about him, I thought the media was being, sarcastic and calling him a King Jeffries. Yeah. I mean, sometimes he thinks he's a king. So.
Yeah, Jeffries is he's competing with Schumer, who can be the saddest sap up there in supposed leadership positions.
Well, I've noticed. I mean, that he's trying to act and talk like Obama. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh, him and everybody else. Buttigieg has got that impersonation going too, and a few others. I'd say, yeah, being your own man would probably be more effective.
Right. I mean, and do you think that the Democrats are holding using the shutdown as to influence the voters in the November 4th election, and are they waiting to open the government until they see what happens after the November 4th election?
Oh, that would be crazy if we go that far into it, but I'm not writing that off. That could be that they want the people to feel the chaos and the pain enough to, well, they'll accept anybody who's, wait, you're saying Trump's to blame? Yeah, I'm hurting enough. I'll believe it. No.
I mean, it's just ridiculous that they would, all this political, holding leverage. I've got leverage on you and you've got the leverage and all that nonsense.
Yeah, and we'll see. Right now, it is a big old game of chicken with now more and more real consequences for everyday folks.
Well, I got to go feed the chickens, so y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it, Chicken Man. 272-9228. If you want to get in, just like Chicken Man did. Now, real quick, while all this is going on here in the United States, Donald Trump, of course, has been abroad. And, he finally sat down with President Xi of China. So let's check out this initial visit there.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be with a friend of mine, really for a long time now, if you think about it. The very, very distinguished and respected president of China. And we will be having some discussions. I think we've already agreed to a lot of things, and we'll agree to some more right now. But President Xi is a great leader of a great country, and I think we're going to have a fantastic relationship for a long period of time. And it's an honor to have you with us. Thank you very much.
And then Trump put out a big old statement after the meeting saying, it's so long, I'll spare you a Trump voice, saying, I had a truly great meeting with President Xi of China. There is enormous respect between our two countries, and that will only be enhanced with what just took place. We agreed on many things, with others, even of high importance, being very close to resolved. I was extremely honored by the fact that President Xi authorized China to begin the purchase of massive amounts of soybeans, sorghum, and other farm products. Our farmers will be very happy. In fact, as I said once before during my first administration, farmers should immediately go out and buy more land and larger tractors. I would like to thank President Xi for this. Additionally, China has agreed to continue the flow of rare earth, critical minerals, and magnets, etc., openly and freely. Very significantly, China has strongly stated that they will work diligently with us to stop the flow of fentanyl into our country. They will help us in the fentanyl crisis. China also agreed that they will begin the process of purchasing American energy. In fact, a very large-scale transaction may take place concerning the purchase of oil and gas from the great state of Alaska. Chris Wright, Doug Burgum, and our respective energy teams will be meeting to see if such an energy deal can be worked out. The agreements reached today will deliver prosperity and security to millions of Americans. After this historic trip to Asia, I'm now heading back to Washington, D.C. I want to thank the great countries of Malaysia, Japan, and South Korea for being so generous, gracious, and hospitable. Also, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, who were at the dinner last night hosted by His Excellency. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being brought into our country because of them. Our nation is strong, respected, and admired again. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come is in all caps. So, yeah, Trump seems very, very happy with what they just pulled off. We'll see if it bears fruit in 2026.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump says he's made deals with China after meeting the Chinese leader Xi Jinping on the final day of his trip to Asia. And among the benefits of that deal, some good news for farmers. China says it will be importing millions of metric tons of soybeans to help bolster the struggling U.S. agriculture market. The nation's food banks are preparing for a surge of hungry people if federal assistance is cut off this weekend, which is expected to happen as the government shutdown continues. GOP lawmakers say they believe that Operation Arctic Frost was a far more severe scandal than Watergate. Arctic Frost was a widespread Biden DOJ spy operation aimed at surveilling the activities of hundreds of Republicans and conservative organizations. A massive surveillance operation targeting the entire movement and all supporters of Donald Trump. Among those spied on, the late Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. This is SRN News.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of The Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have the coolest air of the season in place. It'll be cloudy at times and rather breezy with winds gusting up to about 25 miles per hour, making that high temperature of 60 seem cooler than it is. Tonight's low down to about 40. Tomorrow's Halloween forecast, not spooky at all, with sunshine and a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s. Coolest of the season so far. Lots of sunshine over the weekend, 69 on Saturday, 71 for a high on Sunday, and jacket weather nights. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
1819 News.
Alabama Republicans are now reacting to the news that the Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration for the decision to relocate the U.S. Space Command from Colorado Springs to Huntsville. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall says the Inspector General for the Department of Defense has already confirmed that Trump's 2021 decision was based on facts and well justified, while it was the Biden administration that injected politics into the whole process and kept the Space Command in Colorado. Marshall says he will vigorously defend the relocation decision by Trump. U.S. Congressman Dale Strong says this lawsuit is the latest attempt to obstruct the fair process, and U.S. Congressman Robert Aderholt and Barry Moore maintain that the facts will speak for themselves when it comes to the Air Force's evaluation process that led them to choose Huntsville as the best place. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A manhunt is underway in DeKalb County for a man who fired shots at a deputy. The DeKalb County deputy was seeking to pull Gary Childers over due to an outstanding arrest warrant issued against him. That's when Childers took off in his car and fired shots back at police. The bullets did hit the police vehicle, but no one was hurt. Childers then ran into the woods on Berry Street after crashing his car. A Birmingham woman has died after an officer-involved shooting on Wednesday night. The shooting occurred at a residence where a woman was reported to be behaving violently. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is now investigating this case. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Independent Glass has been your one-stop shop for all things glass since 1978. They offer a full range of architectural products, and they're armed with the knowledge and expertise to get even the most demanding job done, big or small. Attention to detail, 24-hour replacement services, and their uncompromising commitment to excellence is why Montgomery's first choice for all things glass is Independent Glass. Call them today at 263-2823 and learn more about what they can do for you at independentglassco.com.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama.
So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour of the program here on a overcast Thursday. You know, earlier, and anybody who's listened to me for a little bit knows like how much my politics align with President Milei of Argentina. He's a self-described anarcho-capitalist, and in my heart of hearts, that is what I honestly believe in, at least as a guidepost, as an ideal, that you can have, a fully voluntary society. But you can always take that ideal and you don't have to get the whole thing all at once. In fact, don't be utopian about these ideas. And Milei was, it seemed, in trouble. And it seemed what happened is we witnessed another psyop. What we saw was global media that, yes, is so-called progressive, that is just fellow traveler, socialist, and communist. And they wanted their Peronist cronies in Argentina, their fellow socialists, to get back in power. And they were ready and willing and able. Well, I'm being too generous. They weren't able, and ain't that the beauty of it? But they were willing and ready to try to paint this picture that Milei's going to lose big time. And, by the way, you had this game of trying to destroy their economy through the markets. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, now enters the scene. I'm looking at a photo that Bessent posted. And it's a photo of President Donald Trump at the APEC summit, APEC, there in Korea. And here is what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent writes. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Amy Klobuchar, you are failures. You failed to derail the electoral success of one of our great allies in Latin America, President Milei. He wanted a landslide with the poorest members of society voting for economic freedom. A notion anathema, in particular, to the Senate's resident American Peronist, Senator Warren. You failed to reopen the government, preventing our administration's efforts to get aid to American farmers, as well as our planned activation of the Farm Credit Agency to assist our farmers with next year's crops. As the attached photo demonstrates, the President of the United States is in Asia showing what successful American leadership looks like. Today's announcement after his meeting with President Xi will be a resounding victory for our great farmers. While I know it will be soul-crushing for you, please refocus your staff away from writing incoherent letters to myself and others, and instead work towards opening the government. If you decide to further add to your legacy of failure by voting to keep the government closed over the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, ruining the #1 travel day for American families, you should both be ashamed. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent ain't finished. P.S. I am happy to inform you both that the Argentine economic bridge has now turned a profit for the American people.
while quote unquote profit is a private sector word that you may both be unfamiliar with, I would urge you to look past your previous experience working alongside the Biden administration's auto-pinned efforts to bankrupt the U.S. government. The first top comment, by the way, is the straightest gay man we know. No, I think Besant is kicking ass. And I love that sort of forthright takedown of, in particular, Elizabeth Warren, the fat-free ranch of progressivism. What a phony. And yet she's still wretched and out there. Thank you, Massachusetts, for throwing that into the United States Senate. But it is great to see, like, okay, this is working out. A lot of the big plans seem to be in place. And though it is like a foreign focus, what happens is a lot of these foreign focused missions in the Middle East and in Asia and Latin America and trying to end that war in Eastern Europe, right on Russia's doorstep, is to make sure we end up getting great trade deals that affect domestic politics. And that's, I think, the best foreign policy we can have, that where we lead with diplomacy as well as military might and strength as a guarantor of that diplomacy. But the whole point is peace and prosperity. Not just in the sense of the globalists, like the bottom line for multinational corporations. No, everyday Americans. How are we going to execute trade deals that actually benefit everyday working class Americans economically? How are we going to make sure that we don't get our young boys and gals, but our boys in the military killed in some foreign war? For what reason? No more wars of choice. None. It seems they are laying the table for what they are wanting to do domestically. Again, we need to see these fruits harvested, though, I would say about the middle of next year. But right now, with the shutdown, there's a bitter taste to all of this at the current moment. Now, I got to do a little palate cleanser from politics. Ran across this story this morning, and it made me laugh. Something fierce. Because, sometimes eggheads, they're too smart for their own good and they have no common sense. And you'd like to think, like, scientific peer review literature, like smart guy, randomly reviewing and independently providing oversight of another smart guy's work product. And you get enough smart guys to go, actually, yeah, we've all reviewed this. This is great science here. And what you see is certain people who rise up in that peer review system. It really is what the Pareto distribution. Like, the better you do, the more opportunities you get. So you have certain people that are going to be cited by other academics hundreds and hundreds of times because they're just that good. Now, I'm laying all this out and going into egghead nerd land for this purpose. Larry Richardson appeared to be an early career mathematician with potential. According to Google Scholar, Larry Richardson authored a dozen papers on topics ranging from complex algebra to the structure of mathematical objects, racking up more than 130 citations in 4 years. By the way, Eddie Bader joined the show now. How are you doing today?
A little stressed, but I'm good. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I think that orange and blue is fitting for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think it works. So you get the setup here. This guy, Larry Richardson. Larry is this up-and-coming mathematician. 12 well-authored papers, so good, 130 citations for you. And citations is that's like Jordan Peterson, for instance, had bukus of citations. Yeah. Like, there are rock stars within the academic world.
Oh, yeah.
And it's often like how many people are citing you because your work was just that good and was able to be tested by the iron fire of peer review or something like that. Iron sharpens iron.
Iron does sharpen iron.
So 130 citations in 4 years, early career mathematician with potential. It would all be remarkable if the studies weren't complete gibberish and if Larry wasn't a cat.
Oh.
It was an exercise in absurdity, said Reese Richardson, a graduate student in metascience and computational biology at Northwestern University. Earlier this month, he and fellow research misconduct sleuth Nick Wise at the University of Cambridge cooked up Larry Richardson's profile and engineered the feline scientific ascent. Their goal, to make the world's most highly cited cat by mimicking a tactic apparently deployed by a citation-boosting service advertised on Facebook. In just 2 short weeks, the duo accomplished its mission. The stunt will hopefully draw awareness of the growing issue of the manipulation of research metrics. As Peter Lang, a higher education consultant and emeritus professor of political science at Duke University, said, he says, quote, I think most faculty members at the institutions I know are not even aware of such citation mills. Wow. And I won't go into all the, all the detail of how the peer review works, but I'll put it to you this way. It's not like you don't buy citations, you buy influence is the idea.
Yeah.
So enter Larry the cat. His tale began a few weeks ago when one of the guys behind this saw a Facebook ad offering citation and H-indexing boosting. It wasn't the first promo he and Richardson had seen for such a fee. It's like $10 per citation. Okay. It's like you buy clicks or you buy likes, you buy all the stuff. But I guess now even in peer review, you can buy citations.
That doesn't seem fair, though.
No, it seems like actually the complete opposite of what you would hope in peer review.
Yes.
Right. But this one linked to screenshots of Google Scholar profiles of real scientists, this particular ad. That meant the duo could see just which citations were driving up the numbers. The citations, it turned out, often belonged to papers full of nonsense text authored by long-dead mathematicians such as Pythagoras. The studies have been uploaded as PDFs to the academic social platform ResearchGate and then subsequently deleted, obscuring their nature. Wise and Richardson had to dig into Google's cache to read the documents. We were like, wow, this procedure is incredibly easy. All you have to do is put some fake papers on ResearchGate.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy, Wise noted at the time, that a quickly written script to pump out plausible-sounding papers could make anyone highly cited, even a cat. I don't know if he was being serious, Richardson said, but I certainly took that as a challenge, and he knew just the cat to beat, FDC Willard. In 1975, theoretical physicist Jack Hetherington added his Siamese cat to one of his single-authored papers so the references to we would make more sense. As of this year, Felis domesticus Chester Willard has 107 citations. To break that record, Richardson turned his grandmother's cat, Larry, into the rock star. In about an hour, he created 12 fake papers authored by Larry the cat and 12 others that cited each of Larry the cat's works. That would amount to 12 papers with 12 citations each for a total citation count of 144. Richardson uploaded the manuscripts to ResearchGate profile he created for the feline. Then he and Wise waited for Google Scholar to automatically scrape the fake data. On July 17th, Larry's papers and 132 citations appeared on the site.
Wow.
And thus Larry became the world's most highly cited cat. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. Did he get a little
something extra for it?
Yeah, and I mean, and he looks like a very, very good cat, doesn't
he?
he?
He's a good cat.
That's a good cat right there.
Could be a little fatter, though.
Could be. You like fat cats?
I love a fat cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. I know not everybody's like that, but that cat we have now, Cletus, I bet Cletus weighs 15 pounds. I mean, he's huge.
Hold on. I'm going to block somebody.
Oh.
Because he's annoying.
I feel so
1 second.
Official. I'm here for you to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, Hannah said hello.
Oh, hi, Hannah. How's she doing?
We're doing good. We had a listing appointment kind of sprung up on us. A fan of the show. So it was kind of good. Went to lunch with my mom. That was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mom can't go, I don't know, 5 minutes without telling somebody she never met before something about panties. Never fails.
About panties?
It never fails.
Like women's underwear?
Yes. Never fails, Joey.
Are we talking sexy lingerie or granny panties?
Like one day when she met Susanna, literally the day she met Susanna, she told the story of how she went to the video store and didn't have any panties on under her nightgown.
Oh, my.
Oh, by the way, though, Mom, this is the girl I'm trying to woo here. So today, I was like, here, Mom, here's my business partner, Hannah. You know, she's been bugging me to meet her. Well, that's great, Hannah, but she had to tell a panty story. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It just never ends, Joey. The trauma never ends.
Would you like me to repeat my story about sex education at Catholic? Who they got to come teach that? Because, I mean, we could trade mom stories.
It just, I love my mother. Of course, we all do. But
yes.
I'm 56 years old. When is she going to stop embarrassing me? And she's probably going, my son's 56 years old. When's he going to stop embarrassing me?
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, this is Crawdad.
Hey, Crawdad.
I was just turning on, I was having my nap, because I've gotten a different sleep cycle. And I said 12 o'clock. I said, okay, well, the Joey show will be on. But at least I wake up, and I was hissing, listening. I said hissing.
Yes.
That must be what do we call that here? Anyway, citations. Buying a citation. This is totally Bravo Sierra.
Yes. 100%.
Now, if I get what I was just hearing just a minute ago, you're selling influence here that's not really having anything to do with empirical science whatsoever.
Well, I mean, peer review could be this was in the field of mathematics.
Right.
Yes. Okay, peer review, that's empirical, that's science, that's mathematics.
Well, it is when it works.
a pop.
Yeah, it works when it's actually happening, not when it's just pumped up numbers and you're tricking the AI and the scraping search engine scraping.
Hey, I see.
Yeah.
We're influencing the cumulative data collecting device, which I call, what's that one you use? You call it, yours is called GORT?
Grok,
not GORT. Okay.
I like Grok.
I'd rather have GORT, Cly2, Bricto, don't blow the world to piece. Okay. Did you ever remember seeing the original there?
Original, no. I was thinking it was in Space Odyssey, but I can't think of the name of it.
No. GORT. And just, sorry, trying to get my mind out. I'm supposed to be waking up,
Yeah.
I thought for a minute when I heard you talking, thought it had something
Oh, the
to
robot
do.
GORT. Fictional 8-foot-tall robot from 1951 series.
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
And he had the laser eye, I think.
Yeah. The day the earth stood still. Yes. And that's GORT.
Yep.
And then Cly2, he is the man who's coming from way out there somewhere to tell us, you guys, you better quit this mess. You're going to not only blow yourselves up, you're now threatening the entire universe out here. We don't like this. Great movie, giant GORT. Okay, cats and Vulpera. Do you know what Vulpera are? Those are fox, family of foxes. Okay, messing with genetics. The Russians, a while back now, they have been working with tinkering, changing the fox, and now we have these poor little kitty cats who have been genetically altered. Their little legs are not right. I think they call them hobbit cat or something like that.
Okay.
I thought that was something you were talking about when you said getting citations. Because science to me is you have written an article, you're going to maybe get a monogram in Nature magazine, etc., Lancet. That's what I thought I heard. So, yeah.
No, in this case, it was how the system's broken and you can rig it.
There's the connection. You're messing with the non-GORT, but the Grok block. What's it called again?
All right, Crawdad. I appreciate the call, man.
See you, Crawdad.
Okay.
Bye. You know who played GORT in The Day the Earth Stood Still in 1951?
It had to be it was 8-foot robot, so I'm guessing it had to be a 4-foot person in the robot suit. Am I wrong?
It was played by a fella named Lock Martin.
Lockheed Martin?
Joseph Lockhart Martin Jr., but he went by short for Locke. Well, that's a good name. It's like, hi.
Back in the day, that was a name?
I guess that's the name he went by. Hi, my name's Locke. Do you have the key to my heart?
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
You know, some of us hadn't gotten any in a while, and you have thoughts like that. Anyway, I'm now turning to ShreveportTimes.com.
Shreveport, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some good memories over.
A truck transporting rhesus, monkeys, from the Tulane National Biomedical Research Center crashed Tuesday afternoon on I-59 in Jasper County in Mississippi.
And those monkeys do not have hepatitis.
Yeah. After the accident, a number of the monkeys escaped out of the 21 total, with 5 having been euthanized and 3 remaining unaccounted for. There are 3 monkeys living their best life.
They are. Okay, so there's some trail cameras out there because it's hunting season, and several hunters have picked up with the camera is like literally in the monkey's face, and they're like, "What is this on my trail cam?" And they found out about the wreck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some monkeys. I mean, Joey, how fun would that be?
No, but this is how crazy it is. Well, Tulane staff arrived at the scene of the crash and are actively searching the area alongside local authorities for the remaining 3 missing monkeys. The Jasper County Sheriff's Department initially said, the Sheriff's Department initially said the escaped monkeys carry hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID. However, Tulane goes, no, they have not been exposed to any infectious diseases.
I don't know. Who do you trust, Joey?
Well, the sheriff's like, well, I have on good authority.
Yeah, if I'm the sheriff, I'm saying you see the monkey, feel free to get a clean shoot.
The driver of the truck told local law enforcement that the monkeys were dangerous and posed a threat to humans. We took the appropriate actions after being given that information from the person transporting the monkeys.
Who do you think knew more, Joey?
Well, maybe could it be that the guy who runs the lab there at Tulane moonlights as a truck driver?
Perhaps, or truck driver somebody's brother-in-law. He knows a little bit too much inside information. He let the truth out.
And then these are like tiny little kind of cute monkeys.
They're cute, very cute.
And 3 are on the Pamela,
you do not like a monkey?
No, they're scary.
Oh, they're so cute. I love them.
They're scary.
I think it'd be cool.
They'll rip you apart in your sleep.
Yeah, they will do that. They will do that.
Just to see what's inside you.
Or they're just angry. So yeah.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they're envious. But
they're also
you got birthday cake and I didn't.
I think they have what Jeffrey Dahmer had, where they like shiny things.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all ready for Halloween tomorrow?
Psh, look at me.
Yeah.
Of course I'm ready.
No, I freaking love your hair. I think it looks
your
awesome.
hair looks great. Looks great. Yeah, but did she tell you about her costume? She has to sit in a different chair because her costume is going to be so large.
No.
Yeah.
Part of it is.
That's.
Please don't tell me it's a penis or something. Oh my God.
No.
Joey, nobody was going to take your ideas.
Gosh.
No, because we got the lady with the inflatable penis outfit who got arrested at the No
Not
Kings
my
thing.
style.
Okay, good.
No.
Just making sure. I've had enough weirdness today.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like big. Like
Part of it is, yeah.
Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but I got an idea. I'll say it off air, but I got an idea.
You can.
Is it one of those? Okay, you're going to be the Spider Woman. It's got like
No.
from Beetlejuice.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
better.
I'm just going to be a medieval monk.
Right.
Keeping it simple.
I'm going to be one of a twin, although people are going to probably not get it until we do the video.
And I think Kariko is going to be a crusader or
Yes.
a
cool.
Templar
Yeah.
knight or something to that effect.
Love that.
And he already brought in one of the swords he have, a replica he has. Pretty impressive.
You guys were sword fighting?
He does
without
have.
me?
You weren't here.
I should
I'll
bring,
bring
in
my
a
sword.
sword.
I'll bring my
You're
sword.
busy having lunch with your mom talking to random strangers about her panties. That's what he let off with when he sat down here in this final hour.
It's the
Why do
truth.
you know anything about your mother's panties?
No, because she wants everyone
she
to know
talks about it.
stories about
Or
her
lack
panties.
thereof.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, depending on what day it is, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when did this happen? Like 20, 30 years ago?
No, Joey, this was
Oh, my God.
this was recent.
Well,
I love my mom.
at a certain age, you can kind of say whatever you want.
And that's true, but I'm 56 years old. At what point does your mom stop embarrassing you in front of people?
They
She
don't.
doesn't.
And I can't help but feel like my mom's saying the same thing. My son's 56 years old. When's he going to stop embarrassing me in front of people?
Yeah, he
It's
won't.
fair.
Yeah.
Right. So it kind of goes both ways.
I got to hit a break here in a second, but I want to throw in another story. I'm just running
you got?
through the potpourri. And, well, in this case, we need some potpourri.
Uh-oh.
It's a poop story.
Stinky story.
The smell wafted. Oh, when somebody ever uses that word.
No, it's a good smell. Yeah.
The smell wafted through the air in the October sunshine. At least one Harvard scientist likened it to, quote unquote, rancid butter and vomit.
Oof.
While Jennifer Lita, a spokesperson for Sacramento's Department of General Services, called it downright, quote unquote, pungent and unpleasant. What is it?
What is it?
It was the sweet aroma of two 75-year-old ginkgo trees in California State Capitol Park, and it's gotten so bad, officials have taken matters into their own hands, surrounding the trees with metal barriers affixed with zip ties and laminated signs to ward the public away. Yeah, at the Sacramento Bee first reported, the issue isn't just the odor, it's the slip hazard the fruit creates as it falls to the ground, which can stick to the shoes of unsuspecting passersby. Some people still are willing to brave the stench of the fruit to forage the seeds inside. They can be used for cooking or medicinal purposes, or even to grow a bonsai tree, which poses another problem as they leave the toxin-filled flesh behind.
Just cut these things down, be done with them.
This is such a California story, too.
Right?
Yeah, they probably got people outside.
When the sign on the metal enclosure says, "No picking ginkgo fruit." Ida or Lita or whatever her name is told San Francisco Gate the trees on 14th Street and Capitol and inside a construction zone near 12th and North Streets were fenced off about 2 weeks ago after the Department of General Services Facilities Management Division received a handful of inquiries about the odor from guests at the park. It's not the first time this has happened either. Female ginkgo trees bear fruit every October and November once they reach maturity at 20 to 30 years old. And Ida confirmed the agency has fenced the ginkgo trees in the past depending on the fruit yield. The trees are 2 of 3 ginkgos, or maidenhairs, originally planted in 1954 by Governor Godwin Knight as part of an effort to fill in areas where other trees have been removed. How many, like, when Governor Knight planted that in 54, I'm sure he had all these hopes and dreams and visions for California.
Dude, it was a scam. Then he took out trees to put in trees.
No, but still, think about that California, where like the first folks that build like the space race, build the military stuff. Like,
that's not the Californians that are there today.
Right, who build Silicon Valley from the ground up. And they're like, we'll plant some trees and beautify the place. And California, and
now they put a barrier around
it's kind of fitting. The legacy is fitting. No, those trees stank, man. They've been going 30, 40 years, and that fruit's rotten.
It's like that corpse flower that blooms once every like 20 years or something. It stinks so bad, but it always has all these visitors to come see it and take pictures of it because it blooms once every 20 years. But apparently the stink is like a dead body stink. Very
That
similar.
is stinky.
Welcome to San Francisco, where even our fruit is stinky. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Is Morticia there?
Yes.
In his house.
It's more
Is
like
Elvira
the
there?
Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
now.
very Bride of Frankensteinish with the white. I like that too, by the way.
Well, I ran into a great progressive liberal today at a business. I'm going to tell you this story. You're going to love this one. Okay, you ready?
Do it fast.
Well, first of all, she had her hair half purple and half green.
I love the purple green look.
Oh, I
Like
did too.
Beetlejuice.
So I walked outside, and I remember these 2 frozen meals were like two for $4 each, and they charged me regular price $6.57 on each one, right? And this is at Publix. Now, Publix policy is if it rings up wrong, it's free.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah. Well, put it this way. They don't get it too wrong very often.
I
Let me
bet
say
not.
they're pretty accurate. No, they're not. Because when I lived in Florida, that's where they originated their company. But Winn-Dixie, man, oh my God, there's a problem every damn day. So I go in there, I go back up to this lady with the multicolored hair, and I'm wearing my "Make America Great" Trump hat on.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm sure I'm being gasoline on that open flame already.
Oh yes, you are.
So I walk up there and I'm nice. I said, I was overcharged for this, and she goes, well, we'll have to check out the price on it. And I said, I'm telling you what it is. And she says, well, we'll still have to have somebody check it out. I'm like, okay. Instead of saying, hey, sir, this is our policy, we have to have one of our employees check it. Not a problem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I'm not walking back there and pull the price off of it. She says, no, don't worry about it. And then she looked at me, and I looked at her. I said, I know what the price says on it. She says, you don't have to be rude to me. Why are you being so ugly to me? I looked at her and I said, ma'am, you haven't seen me ugly yet in public. Please trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I haven't even gotten there. So her manager comes there. Oh my God, another progressive liberal. Oh, customer service manager. I said, you the manager? She goes, no, I'm the customer service manager. And I said, she's rude, you know. And you know what she said? Well, I'll talk to her, sir. She says, well, okay. So we go back there, and guess what she does? She snatches the sign off of it. I guess it was supposed to be for last week. They forgot to take it down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So they still have to honor the price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the assistant manager takes it, and we walk back there to get the paperwork done. And Miss Progress is sitting there. I snatched the sign out of the manager, customer service manager's hand, and showed it right in front of her face. Oh my God, the war was on then. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I said, you think I can't read? I said, I got 4 eyes like your manager over here, and glasses. I know how to read. I know what it says.
Hold on. You're proud of this? How old are you?
I'm proud of it, baby.
How old are you?
I'm a grown man.
Yeah, how old?
Joey, when I tell you what it is, it is. I don't lie. I have integrity. Remember they said in Officer and Gentleman, you don't have to wear a damn patch on your sleeve to have honor.
Yeah, no. It just seems like, really? An exchange like this at a store?
Yeah.
You really own the
When
libs.
when you need to make a point made, Joey, and
I had to
you
make a
get that
point.
age one
I
day.
didn't get ugly with her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't use any foul language. I
missed your
effectively
opportunity.
communicated with her and then told her that I said, ma'am, I said, I know what I read on the sign, you know. I said, it's not like they sent me to public school. Oh.
Well, the cashier at Walgreens got me to finally sign up for a Walgreens card today. So I guess
Was
we're
she single?
No, every time she asks me that I go in there and buy stuff, she's like, "You want to do it today?" I'm like, "Not today." And then finally today, she's like, "Really, you'll save?" It's like buy one, go half off. I'm like, "Yeah, how long will it take?" And then it took like under a month.
Well, you know who else does price checks? Like you said, Walgreens. I remember when I was about 18, I bought some condoms. They didn't ring up. She got on the intercom. We need a price check on some men's extra large condoms. And I'm like, oh my God. I went from 6'4" Joey down to about 2'4". I said, ma'am, I don't need them that bad. I said, no, I don't need them that bad.
It's just something. There's just something. I've been talking to you for years, man, and I do like it. There's something wrong with you. Like, seriously.
Well, he was in the military.
Right.
So
he knows that. You'd have to.
Wait a minute.
He knows.
Tell me where I'm wrong. Where am I wrong?
It's like you could resolve the situation. Number one, I think faster than you did, and number two, like you just called the radio show to brag about what?
You don't take no
I
crap from
just
that
told
cashier.
She told me I was ugly and being mean to her.
Right, but it really was her.
It was her the whole time.
Okay.
And I said, you know what I called her? I said, you progressive liberal. That's the way you guys all do it. Twist it all around, don't you, and try to throw it back at me.
Are you married currently?
Not now.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, actually, my fiance, let's see, 8 years, 2 years ago, passed away from Alzheimer's.
Well, that's awful.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I think I'm experienced in Alzheimer's. My dad died of Alzheimer's. My mom died of Alzheimer's. My fiance died of Alzheimer's. My best friend's mother died of Alzheimer's. I tell you, I'm going to start to be an Alzheimer's counselor. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I helped my best friend get through it with his mother, because there's a lot of times people who have never dealt with Alzheimer's, you know, they don't know how to handle them.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know how to react, you know, and yet you have to explain, you know, things to them, you know, and that's just the way it is. But if you have a lot of experience in it, man, I'm ready to be your counselor. Jeez.
Well, I appreciate
Joey,
the call, man.
I am proud of my free frozen meals. Thank you.
Okay. It's just
get him, dog.
It struck me as just,
don't let the man get you down.
I'm like, what the heck is this called? But
And next time I tell you, Joey, it's 2 for 4.
It's 2 for 4, Joey.
It's just such a.
If I want to get one free, Joey.
That's why I asked how old are you? Like,
hey, it ended up being both free, baby. Straight up.
Later. No, that's such a 56-year-old man.
No.
Yes, it is.
A little bit older.
No, my uncle told me a story. He's like, I'm becoming my father.
My grandfather. 1,000% of that.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I saw this kid who pulled into the gas station next to me. And when he parked, he realized he parked on the wrong side. Like you'd have to take the hose over the car to put it into the. And he just normally he's like, Joe, I would have just left it alone and filled my car up and I'm going, but I'm turning into, he just went over 60. He's like, I'm turning into my, he walks up to him. I walk up to him. I'm like, young man, you do know, like on the gas gauge on the dash, it has a little arrow, which side it's on. And the guy's like, really?
Yeah. Okay. How old was this guy, you think?
Probably 20.
All right. I was much older when I finally realized that car, every one of them, in fact, have that little arrow.
No, and I had to admit to him on the phone call, I go, oh, by the way, when I was driving him the other day, he's like, I'm like, which side is the gas tank on the Cadillac? And he's like, Joe, if you just check. So I just learned that last month.
I'm telling you, I didn't know. Genius, by the way.
I've had my car for about 4 years, and I still have to look at that like far too often.
See, I never even noticed it because I always just remember what side my gas tank's on. It's my
drive
car.
different vehicles.
Yeah, if you drive different ones.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it should be international, though. It should be all on one side.
But there is
really
something that happens to men like that.
Oh, dude.
You're not true old man status. I think
getting there.
that's more like 70s, 80s. But like, the 50s and 60s, you start doing stuff that just.
Oh, I'll tell you guys off air. Somebody's buying a new car. Somebody's going to Birmingham now. Yeah.
Well, it was also reminded me of this Tom Cruise meme I just saved. Said, when two dads run into each other at Costco, dad one, uh-oh, here comes trouble. Other dad, I guess they let anyone in here. Both dads.
That's so true.
It is the truth. That's Today we're
It's both dads.
Today we're at a buffet, and there's a dad guy about my age, and he said, I tried to leave you a little bit back there, Sonny. Appreciate that.
Anyway, I gotta hit this. I gotta hit this break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is a smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and skill zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show, and if you can hear this, we want to come see you.
You heard right! David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show want to come to your town just to say hello. All you have to do is let them know who you are and where you are. It's as simple as that.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, yes, it is.
What do we have to do?
Write your name on the back of a $20 bill. Then, sorry, that's the wrong offer. If you would like David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show to come visit you, call toll-free 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are. Tell us your phone number. And maybe we'll come see you. If that method is not to your liking, get on Facebook. Go to Ernest Financial, Montgomery, Alabama. Click on the page. Then click on the pinned post at the top, and there's all the information you need. David Ernest wants to come see you. Brought to you by Ernest Financial, LLC, serving the community for over 40 years.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Dinner at Epicure isn't just dinner, it's an experience. The best steaks in the Southeast, guaranteed. The Brazilian flap steak, you won't find anything to compare. And if seafood's your thing, the hand-breaded shrimp, triggerfish, and American farm-raised catfish are as fresh as it gets. And pasta, let's just say this isn't your garden variety pasta. It's Epicure, flavorful, fresh, and unforgettable. An extensive wine list, 58 beers on tap, and pick 2 dinners for just $52.99. Epicure, Tuesday through Friday, 4 till 9. Taste the difference.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillip Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillip Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Temperatures are running way below normal for the season, with low tonight down to about 40, with partly cloudy skies tonight and sunshine on Halloween tomorrow, with a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night, with lows in the upper 30s, coldest of the season so far. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend. I've got us around 69 Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And those jacket weather nights are locked in for a while. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Yeah, I'm glad we had to jump back on air, or I would have to start bringing up all that that Gigantica. So, anyway.
That was my favorite thing that happened to me in Jamaica, or not Jamaica, but in Korea, where we had one of my bosses with me, and she was a tall girl, and she was getting some custom-made shoes in Korea, and they showed her foot, and then they all said, "Oh, Gigantica!" Then they went to the store next door and brought those people over to see her feet because they were Gigantica.
I would leave.
Yeah, it was a size 10 female. Is what she wore. I didn't think it was that bad.
Pamela, if you go to Japan or Korea, you'd be a big hit over there. Seriously,
you would be.
You would have people flocking to you.
Circus freak.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Oh,
I am like that here.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Let's go to Cooter. Hey,
Cooter.
Cooter, how are you?
Hey, man, long time no talk.
How you been, brother?
Been good. Hey, I saw the JD Vance last night. Was that good or what?
Oh, he'd make the man president.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really impressed. Hey, on the gas gauge on the dash in your car.
Yes, sir.
Not all cars have that arrow on it.
What?
Some cars. Now, I've been told this, but I can't prove it. I know there's some cars that don't have it because I've driven them. I think my daughter's doesn't, or the one she did have. But anyway, I have been told that sometimes it depends on what side of the gauge that the gas pump shows. If it's on if the gas pump itself is on the right side, then the thing is on the right. And I've also been told that on some of them, on that gas pump it shows, depends on what side the hose is going into the pump.
That would make sense too.
That does make sense.
That would make sense.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've driven cars that I didn't know what they were until I got out and looked at it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I always relied on just, that's the side the tank's on.
I get
That's
used
my
to
car.
it, but
You
yeah.
check it out before you get into a car. Like
Oh,
if
a
you
new
were
one?
driving a rental or something.
Yeah.
You scope it out.
I'd scope it out.
And
I could see him scoping
make
it
a
out.
note.
Yeah, I had
3
to
weeks
when
to buy
I
a
got in
car.
somebody hit me. Some old man ran into me. They were actually lovely after the wreck and took care of it completely. But I was driving around a Camaro for a while, so yeah, you got to scope it out.
Boss.
I didn't like it.
Really?
Like a lot of engine to
Oh my
it, fun on a
gosh.
straightaway on the interstate. Driving that thing around, no.
Yeah, well, they're
They
made to
have
go straight. They're not
Yeah,
made for
lack
running.
of vision.
spots.
Yeah. But yeah,
Terrible.
Camaros are made to run straight, period.
It's great hearing from you, Cooter.
Good to hear from you, Cooter.
I love you guys. Take care.
Love you
too,
too,
man.
brother.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was fun when they said we ran out of the normal rentals. You want to go with the Camaro? We'll give you at the not at the high rate, a lesser rate. Like, yeah, sure. And I drove it for about a week or two.
Yeah, my
And-
parents had one, and I
Not
don't
my
like the
favorite.
blind spots.
Yeah, too
And
many
they're
blind
so
spots.
low getting out of them.
And the turn radius ain't great on them. Yeah, I kind of like if I'm gonna go with a sports car or something, I kind of like the Germans, like especially the BMW.
Oh yeah,
Mercedes.
Well, they're just so
They're
smooth,
expensive
man.
is the problem.
Yeah, but they're so smooth. That little Mercedes I got, I looked at a new one the other day, 125,000. No,
yeah,
I'm not buying a house.
No, it's not. No, I don't want a house payment.
I know.
No.
I know.
This is part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie right there at Dillon Rings. You do know they have their ladies' night
That's
out
right.
coming up
You ought to think about hanging out with us at Ladies' Night at Dillon Ring.
When is it?
November the 6th.
We have a good time.
Is that the same night as that Turning Point thing at Auburn?
No, November
the
the
night
5th.
after.
It's the night after. yes.
Okay, cool.
You should consider going because we go to Ladies' Night. We have a good time every time. We have incredible sales. They got champagne, but we never bring any ladies. It's just me and Joey. And I kind of feel like Josh is getting tired of that. He's probably wanting.
What time is it?
I believe it starts at 5. Here, let
Yeah.
me pull up all the
And
exact information.
It's
It
so
goes
crazy.
till
There's a
after the
line.
show?
There'll be a line, people waiting to get in. It's super cool. We play Ladies' Night. Joey dances sometimes.
I don't dance. Don't be false
Joey dances
advertising.
sometimes.
No, but it's their annual ladies' night out. It'll be November the 6th from 5 to 8. First 50 ladies get a swag bag.
Oh yes,
and they have a
I'll
great
be late though.
and if you get there like early, they have a whole spread of food
They do.
too, and like some bubbly and
They do have a little
special
bubbly.
deals for that night. A lot of different drawings you can get in, and including the top drawing prize is a $2,000 diamond and sapphire ring.
Ooh,
They do a lot of custom stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, Josh
he's the
is
king of custom.
Have you ever seen? Do they do cameo necklaces?
I'll have to
what I'm
ask him, but I
do you
wouldn't
know
doubt
what I'm
it.
talking about?
No, not really.
Where it's got like a profile in like I don't know what it is, ivory or something.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh, I
sure
have
Josh
seen-
could
I-
handle that.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking
because
about?
when you see Sky, you'll see Sky's got this incredible ring on.
Mhm.
And I think it's a combination of 3 different rings, and it was Josh's idea. I mean, and he put them together. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Cool.
I have yet to see him stumped. Like he
Yeah.
really can make anything. He's amazing at it. So, folks, you'll get by there for that annual ladies' night out, or maybe you want to scope out the place beforehand. Just stop by today at 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Pamela they sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
'Tis the season for Cafco Outlet's Christmas Open House, October 30th through November 1st. Looking for decorating inspiration? Whether you like traditional, elegant, or whimsical, we have what you love. Save 20 to 50% off our huge selection of Christmas items. Look for special daily deals and register for door prizes. From 12:30 to 3:30 Saturday, enjoy the music of Ryan Brantley. We also have back-to-back designer demos by our talented designers starting at 10:30 Saturday morning. Cafco's Christmas Open House, open 9 to 6 Thursday through Saturday on the Wetumpka Highway.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Hold on. I got to get Sydney Sweetie off my tablet screen. That's distracting. Seriously. Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Great. I got Chad in the truck. We're heading to Lake Jordan right now. Hey.
Hey, Chad.
Go measure a job. Hey, but today is David Cox's 50th birthday.
Oh, 50. That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking this would be really cool if people would call the store at 285-8117.
Okay.
And tell them if they need a house full of flooring. You don't really need to just tell him you need a house full of flooring and say, hey, can you leave a message for Chad? Yeah. How was your birthday? They said it was your birthday on the radio. Happy birthday. You might have a Chad call me. Yeah, he would not that would just make his day. It really would make a great birthday.
I like that.
Remember, 285-8117. Let David answer the phone. Say, is David there? I want to talk to David. Wish him a happy birthday. And say, I got a huge house. Needs wood floors all the way through it. Can you please have Chad call me?
Nice. Again, that's 285-8117. Y'all heard the script.
All right, guys. It's a challenge. Y'all get to it. We're heading to Lake Jordan. Thanks, y'all.
See you, Ray.
Yeah. And you said this is Pete on the line?
Yes, Pete.
Hey, Pete. How are you doing?
Doing good. Hey, doing a flashback about you talking about the gas gauge and the fuel pump. How many people remember that the high-low beam used to be down by the clutch pedal?
The button on the floor.
What?
Oh, yeah. It was a little silver button on the floor.
What?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Mid-70s, I remember still.
Yep, all the way in the 70s. But also on my 65 Mustang, there was a little rubber knob down there that you pressed it down a couple of times to get the squirters to squirt on the windshield.
That's right.
What?
Now, where was your gas fill up on that car? Was it behind the plate?
It was behind the plate.
Behind the plate. I've seen many people try to find where to fill up the car before, and it was behind the license plate. They never had a clue. Yeah, because you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, I know you're pressed for time, so I'm going to let you go.
Well, good. Thank you, Pete.
Bye,
Good
Pete.
call, buddy.
So, learn anything today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though you're 56 years old, your mother will still embarrass you.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Learn that.
I learned be careful which scientists you cite or mathematicians. Sometimes it's a cat named Larry.
Yeah. Do you have receipts when you do the citation thing, or do you get a receipt?
No, you got to dig into it. It's not like he's just going to meow,
Yeah,
right, and
I'm wondering.
reveal himself. You
Yeah.
got to actually look into it. JD Vance played a good bit of the Q&A in the first hour, and my God, that guy is masterclass.
Mhm.
Like to be a sitting vice president. You know how, but it's not just Kamala Harris, but think of like most
Quayle.
politicians going
Dan
back
Quayle.
and Paul Ryan when he ran with
Oh,
Romney.
yeah.
Like none of them could have done that.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
And
In
that,
fact, finally one that could have.
like, none of them could have. And he just seems so at ease, even with pretty contentious stuff like, well, your wife's Indian and you're got interracial kids and she's probably still Hindu and stuff. And he handles, I want to punch somebody in the face. They're messing, talking to my
Welcome to
family
my
that
world.
way.
Yeah.
So like, future's bright. Seeing that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy hour with Greg and Pamela. Anybody else join in?
David Blackman.
Oh, yes, David Blackman. I got a good
yes.
shout out from a fan today, one of our customers. He said he loves it when Blackman's on.
Yeah.
I was like,
King of Texas.
He's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, Blackman's awesome. Anyway, y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.